and welcome to the Collegiate Sports Network for tonight's game between the Wichita Collegiate Spartans and the Wellington Crusaders. As we get ready to go, ball in the air, tipped off. Julia Herman couldn't get the tip, and ball goes right out to Norwood, who will take up the first possession. Quick shot in transition, count the basket for Maxwell.
Very quick transition there, move from Wellington. That's going to be the name of the game for them tonight.
Correction, count the basket for Barton, and transition got the easy layup to go. Spartans able to break the full court press on the other side of the court. Downing will take up the point for Collegiate. Downing dribbles off to her right, picks it up, looking for options, trying to swing the ball around, trying to find some kind of help. Finally finds Herman. Herman dribbles off to her right, gets it back to Downing near half court. Downing dribbles all the way to her right, passes in the corner. Conrad pulls the three, no good. Missed just a little long. Rebound fought for underneath. Bodies flying everywhere, and jump ball finally called. Good effort on the glass for Kaylee Villagomez.
Yeah, great defense combined with offense right there for Wellington. We saw just Collegiate kind of getting pushed back further and further closer to the half court until they finally got it through.
Herman gets the ball in from Conrad. Conrad now near the top of the key. Conrad passes off to Herman. Herman on the right wing, gives it back to Downing. Downing trying to knife into the lane, met by two defenders, nearly has it stripped away. Instead, jump ball called, so on the alternating possession arrow, it'll be Crusader basketball.
Collegiate's really going to have to work on controlling that offense if they want to have a chance tonight. You got to get some points on the board with how quickly moving this Wellington team is.
Once again, Norwood with the point, passes off, quick three, no good. Rebound fought for and out of bounds. Off Collegiate as Downing just kind of dribbled the ball out of bounds. Three was no good from Rusk. Wellington will keep it on this end. One-handed pass down court to Zika. Zika passes back to Norwood. Norwood, top of the key, tries to get it out to Zika. Zika turns it over into the hands of Downing. Downing trying to rush down the court, trying to break in transition. Gets the pass off to Herman. Herman off the glass, no good. Scorched the layup. Turnez comes down with the rebound out to Conrad. Conrad thought about the long range too. Decided better against it. Picks up her dribble, tries to get it out to Downing, and turned over.
Turnover matched by turnover. Collegiate, we talked a little bit about them in the last game not being able to convert when the opportunity arises, and we just saw that once again. Julia Herman had a good opportunity at a layup, just couldn't quite convert.
Norwood gets the ball out to Zika. Zika tries to pass it inside. Pass tipped away and stolen by Conrad. Conrad trying to move the Spartans in transition. Breaks the half-court line and will slow things down. Gets the ball up to Turnez. Past half-court. Turnez on the right side. Dribbling to the corner. Gets around a defender. Dribbles baseline. Gets it off to Downing. Downing. High arcing shot. No good. Rebound fought for underneath. Finally secured by Rusk. Rusk gets the ball out to Drew Zika. Drew Zika passes it off to Lindy Barton. Three on the way. No good. Shot missed by Britt Zika. Wellington able to come down with the rebound. Shot mid-range, jumper, count it.
Good way to drive in there by her.
For Norwood.
She saw the opportunity. She saw how the Collegiate defense wasn't quite ready to set up and took advantage.
Wellington using the full court press and will pay dividends. Steal, transition basket is good by Drew Zika on the steal. Herman trying to take the ball up. Gives it off to Downing. Downing dribbles off to her right. Able to break the timeline, met by a double team. Gets it off to Herman. Herman swings it around to Turnez. Turnez on the left side. Dribbles back right near the top of the key. Good screen set by Herman. Kicks it out to Conrad. Conrad on the right side, surveying her options. Gets it off to Downing. Downing on the right side. Downing stops, shoots. No good. Good look, though, for Downing. Kaylee Villagomez cleans it up on the boards and then travels with it. Spartans have had a couple of good looks early on second chance opportunities, but just haven't converted.
Yeah, they did a great job there getting around that Wellington defense and taking the opportunity to shoot, but like we said in the last game, just not quite able to convert for points consistently.
Wellington leads by 6. The score is 6-0 as the ball's turned over into the hands of Kaylee Villagomez. 4:30 left in this first period. Ball nearly out of the reach of Downing, and was out of the reach of Downing, turned over. Just a bit of an errant pass that time from Kaylee Villagomez. Never really got to the hands of Downing.
Yeah, but let's talk about this Wellington team. Supposed to be some of the best girls basketball teams in Wichita, and they're really struggling to move in transition against this Collegiate team. We've seen 3 turnovers from them already, just really mindless turnovers, honestly. Errant passes, just passing into collegiate players, not something you necessarily expect from one of the best teams.
Yeah, and Spartans doing a really good job of getting in passing lanes right now, but they haven't been able to get anything on their end offensively as well, which has Wellington out to the 6-0 advantage. A couple of new players into the game for Wellington, one of them dribbling, shooting, score the basket for Gregory newly into the game. For the Spartans, Monahan is checked in. Spartans trying to fight against the full court press. Herman near the half-court line gets it off to Downing, who will break the press. Downing on the left side near the perimeter. Dribbles out back near half-court. Downing trying to cross up her defender, gets it off to Monahan to a cutting Herman. Pass was tipped away and stolen. Norwood with the ball, trying to fight for it in transition. Gets the pass off to Cornejo. Cornejo kicks it back out. Cornejo has it to Britt Zika. Kicked back to Cornejo. Cornejo back to Norwood. Norwood swung around to the right side. In pass. And good.
Good offensive set right there by Wellington. They just swung it around and found their instep.
Effective job to find Norwood underneath, who gets an easy layup posted up on Julia Herman, as Coach Heath is going to take his first time out of the game, with the Spartans trailing 10-0 on a quick blitz from Wellington.
Yeah, you know, this is a situation where I honestly don't think Collegiate should be in at this point in the game. Obviously, you know, Wellington has done a great job forcing 6 turnovers from this Collegiate team already. However, Collegiate has had themselves several open looks in the terms of threes, open layups, even floaters, and have just not been able to capitalize whatsoever throughout this entire game so far.
Yeah, Aiden, and that's a problem that we saw really in the second half, mainly against El Dorado the last time these two teams played, was the fact that the Spartans just couldn't get anything on the offensive end. Although they had good looks, Julia Herman was under the basket multiple times in that game and just couldn't score it under the basket, and they need her in a big way offensively if they're going to be successful. Turnez with the ball running the baseline, gets it into Herman. Wellington employing another full court press. 3 girls pushed up against the Spartans.
Spartans taking a little too long.
Turnez has got to get rid of the ball. And quick timeout called by Coach Heath, wanting to avoid the 10-second call.
That was smart there. There was really no chance that they were going to get away before the 10-second call came through. Collegiate still finds themselves in a really difficult situation right now. There's not a whole lot they can do against this staunch Wellington defense as they continue to bring out fresher and newer players that are just out-competing Collegiate so far.
Yeah, and it's something we've talked about all year for this Spartan team. Depth has been a big, big issue, and yeah, it seems to be already biting them early on.
Yeah, I completely agree.
See what Coach Heath is able to draw up out of the timeout. The Spartans have done a much better job in the second half of the season of being able to limit their turnovers in the full court press. It's been in half-court sets that they've struggled in the second half of the season. But right now, the Spartans struggling to get the ball across the half-court line, much the same as the first half of the season, where they turned it over consistently, and it was really never more clear than against Wellington how big the Spartan struggles were early on to get that ball across half court. Wellington turned them over countless times in the backcourt.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we've kind of seen, every step Collegiate takes, they're just faced with a new obstacle. They can make it past the half court pretty consistently now, but now they're just really struggling to capitalize on shots.
Herman has the ball in for Turnez, met by a double team, gets it right back to Turnez. Turnez, long pass down court to Downing. Downing turns it over into the hands of Britt Zika, trying to look for a cutting Monahan in transition. Ball out to Norwood. Norwood, long 2 on the way. No good. Off the back iron. Downing comes down with the rebound. Had a chance for a breakout momentarily. Instead, elects to slow it down. Gives it off to Turnez, and now back to Downing, who will set up the offense. Downing dribbles off to her left. Met by contact from Cornejo to a cutting Herman. Herman lays it up off the glass and good.
Good move there by Collegiate. Tatum did a good job to see where Julia Herman was going and cut her in.
Cornejo has the ball on the left side of the court, met by Herman, kicks it back out. Norwood now top of the key. Gives it back off, 3 on the way, no good. Call it a pass, though, underneath to Gregory, who is on the other end of the rim to clean it up for the second chance.
Collegiate really nowhere to be seen on that rebound or on the defense after that move.
Herman gets the pass away to Monahan, who was met by a double team. Good job by the Spartans these last 2 possessions to break that double team full court press. Downing gets it off to the right side, back top of the key to Monahan. Monahan looking for options, dribbles to her right. Monahan looking for the baseline. Sealed off by Cornejo, though. Tried to get the pass away to Herman, who was blocked off the whole time by Goodrum. Good defense for Wellington. Norwood trying to dribble the right baseline, puts it up off the glass, no good, trying to come down for her own rebound. Instead, it's Herman. Downing now with the ball as Wellington setting up a quick press. Ball nearly gets away from the hands of Turnez, and they'll say she stepped out of bounds with it, although Wellington stepped out of bounds with it for a moment there, as the Spartans are maybe going to get lucky on this one and keep possession of the ball.
Yeah, sitting right here, I still don't quite understand the result of that call.
Yeah, never really seemed like Wellington had possession of that one, Aiden, but Spartans going to come away with a bit of fortune here. We'll see if they can convert on the offensive end. The score 12-2 as the ball's turned over in the backcourt. No, just tipped out of bounds off of Wellington, so it'll stay on this end. Spartans still trail 12-2, 1:41 left in the first quarter. Strickland looking to get the ball in. Finds Turnez. Turnez has it poked away, regathers it on the left side, and reach-in foul called on Taylor.
Yeah, I'm honestly quite interested why that didn't get called a little earlier. It seems like she was pestering Turnez for that ball pretty consistently there. As Collegiate's going to try and set up something again on offense, trying to find their stride here.
Downing tried to get the pass in to Herman on the block. She was met by a double team, though. Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay on this end for the Spartans, inbounding under the basket once again.
Although Collegiate remains inbounding, Wellington, doing a great job getting in the way.
Herman dribbles in, kicks out to Downing. Downing tries to knife through the lane, nearly turns it over. Instead, Turnez keeps the possession alive. Turnez on the right side tried to get a pass away and tipped and stolen by Gregory. Gregory gets the ball up court underneath the basket. Has to be kicked back out. Three on the way. Gregory, good.
Open three taken and made.
Correction, that's Drew Zika on the three. Stepped right into it, was wide open from the top of the key. Herman trying to break the full court press, gets it out to Monahan. Monahan gets it to Turnez. Spartans are able to break the press. Turnez met by a double team, able to dribble around it. Has the ball now near half court. Turnez looking to slow things down a little bit, dribbles off to the left. Turnez nearly has it poked away, instead gets it to Downing. Downing cutting towards the basket, fires, no good, mid-range shot. Herman comes down with the rebound. Long pass to Turnez, picked off. Gregory on the other side of the court, pass swatted away by Monahan in transition. Good defense in transition for the Spartans. Ball swung around, three on the way. Gregory, no good. And Herman comes down with the rebound. Good defensive stand that time for the Spartans.
Great job right there by Spartans. They got caught in transition, but still managed to come away with the ball.
Downing takes the ball across half court, tried to find a cutting Monahan, tipped out of bounds off a Crusader. Spartans lucky that it's going to stay on this end. That pass was never really on, and Spartans were fortunate. Wellington player got a hand on it.
Yeah, Wellington player was trying to collect it into themselves, just couldn't quite get complete control of it. They did absolutely, however, get very lucky for Collegiate to remain in control.
Pass tipped away on the inbounds and stolen away by Cornejo. Cornejo gets it out to Gregory. Gregory gets near the top of the key, kicks it out wide open, three right side, no good. Fighting for the rebound, and Drew Zika couldn't get her own. Instead, Kaylee Villagomez comes down with the rebound. Pass down court to Strickland as time is going to expire on the first quarter, as Wellington has gotten out to a 13-point advantage. The score 15-2.
Yeah, the story of this game so far has really just been Collegiate once again unable to capitalize against this Wellington defense, doing an absolutely amazing job holding them only to 2, whereas Wellington, with 4 of their own turnovers, still managing to score 15 on Collegiate, with no really stars emerging, just consistent scoring through 5 of their players, just doing a good job finding each other in passing lanes, forcing easy layups, where all Collegiate can do at that point is rebound the ball. Whereas Collegiate is having a really, really tough time on offense, as they are now up to 11 turnovers in only the first quarter. No matter what team you are, that is just not a good statistic to see. Having 11 turnovers at this point in the game, it just kind of shows how Wellington is just doing a really good job forcing the Collegiate players into uncomfortable situations, forcing them into situations where it's really easy for them to just turn over that ball.
Yeah, like you said, really consistent scoring for the Crusaders right now. A couple of players with a couple of baskets. Right now it's Drew Zika with 5 and Gregory with 4, so solid scoring production from those two, but a couple of other players also into the scoring column. For Collegiate, the only 2 has come from Herman. So looking to start the second quarter now. Spartans trail by 13. as Downing gets the ball in from Monahan. Downing will look to take up the point. Spartans did do a better job of keeping the ball in their hands after that timeout by Dylan Heath in the second half, and they'll turn it over right here. Ball into the hands now of Norwood. Norwood gets the pass off, tries to get it underneath, and Herman strips it away. Monahan now with the ball in transition, gives it off to Downing. Downing going to slow things down.
An errant pass for Wellington turns into another offensive opportunity for Collegiate.
Downing gets the pass off to Monahan. Monahan tries to dribble right, has her pocket picked by Britt Zika. Britt Zika in transition pulls up from the free throw line, missed long off the back iron. Rebound though secured by Britt Zika. Still being fought for. Zika kicks it back out. 3 on the way. Norwood, count the basket. Norwood drains the 3. Second opportunity points right now for the Spartans on defense, kind of killing him. Haven't been able to take command of the glass. Downing has the ball near half court. 18-2 now the score. Downing dribbles off to her right near the perimeter, kicks it out to Herman, top of the key. Herman kicks it to Downing.
Collegiate trying to find something on offense here.
Downing gets it to Conrad. Conrad pulls up for an open 3. Good. Laney Conrad answers with a 3. Score now 18-5.
All net right there.
Another 3 on the way in transition for Wellington, and it's good. Britt Zika drains it.
Yeah, Wellington ready to go blow for blow, not letting that 3 by Collegiate gain any momentum for them.
Passed over the head of Downing, saved, but into the hands of Britt Zika. Lays it up in transition, no good. Rebound, though, secured underneath by Drew Zika. Ball kicked out. Layup is good for Lindy Barton.
Wellington doing a great job converting on these turnovers.
Villa Gomez met by a double team pass half court, passes it into the hands of Norwood. Norwood now in transition with the ball, takes it near the top of the key, nearly tipped away by Conrad. Instead gets into the hands of Rusk. Rusk kicked around, 3 on the way. Drew Zika, no good. Rebound, Julia Herman.
Collegiate once again up against this Wellington full court pressure.
Ball tipped out of bounds off of Wellington. It'll stay on this end as the Spartans struggling against the press.
Collegiate really struggling to break not only this full court pressure, but the pressure inside the paint, not being able to get it into Julia Herman whatsoever and finding themselves stuck against a wall when it comes to offense.
Villa Gomez gets the ball into Turnez. Turnez gets it past half court, dribbles off to her left, met by an immediate double team. Norwood fighting for the ball, and tie-up will be called. Possession arrow favors the Crusaders. So another tie-up on a half-court set from the Spartans leads to a turnover.
Collegiate now losing 23-5 as the Crusaders bring it back. Collegiate looking to control this spree that Wellington has been on.
Mid-range shot on the way from Rusk, no good. Missed everything on that one. Turnez has pocket picked in the full-court press. They'll call a foul, though. Reach in instead.
Wellington still remaining very aggressive on this full court defense, willing to pressure the Collegiate players, even if it results in a foul, doing a very good job just absolutely pressuring Collegiate.
Ball tipped away, finds the hands of Herman. Herman gets it up court to Monahan, who will break the press, met by a double team once again. Monahan has it kick off her leg and stolen away by Rusk. Rusk gets it off to Drew Zika, dumped down underneath, shot blocked. Barton's shot was blocked by Herman. Out of bounds, it'll stay on this end for Wellington. Quick sub for Coach Heath. 4:52 left in the half. The Spartans trail 23-5. Ball into Rusk. Gets it back out. Norwood now dumps the pass into Barton. Barton lays it up and good.
Once again, we're seeing a lot of really good cohesive moves from Wellington, just willing to make the assists, make the smart move. That's something that's just the sign of a really, really talented, excellent team.
Turnez gets the ball across half court and traveled with it. They'll say she picked up the pivot foot. So another turnover right past half court for the Spartans. Wellington doing a good job right now to send a double team to whoever the ball handler is as soon as they cross half court.
Collegiate has now picked up 18 turnovers so far in this game.
25-5 the score, 4.5 minutes left in the half. Ridzika thought about the 3 instead, pulls up from mid-range and gets it to go. Spartans get the ball into Herman. Herman met by a double team. Long pass to Turnez. Turnez tries to get up court to Villagomez. Tipped away. Ball on the floor taken by Norwood. 2-on-1 opportunity for Wellington. Gets it up court. Layup is good. That was Britt Zika in transition for the Crusaders. Herman gets the ball back in. Spartans struggling to break that full court press. Conrad, ball tipped away into the hands of Britt Zika. Britt Zika, one-handed pass to Norwood. Norwood crosses up a defender. Gets it off for Gregory. Mid-range shot, no good. Rebound fought for underneath. Cornejo came down with it for a second and is able to kick it out to Gregory. Gregory moves the ball around to Goodrum. 3 on the way and good. Britt Zika drains another one as Coach Heath will call his 3rd timeout of the game.
Yeah, Wellington doing a great job of predicting this collegiate offense, as honestly I can start to do the same. They kind of driving down the right, they get double teamed almost instantly. Julia Herman's forced to make an awkward high pass to the person driving on the left-hand side. Immediately met by a Wellington defender, tries to get the pass in, instantly turns it over. This has been the story of almost every offensive opportunity for collegiate so far in this game.
Yeah, and like I was talking about earlier, even when the Spartans have been able to get the ball across half court, they are immediately met by a double team, and they're turning the ball over just as quickly then as they are in the full court press. Wellington just sending everyone after the Spartans, and the Spartans haven't been able to get any good transition looks out of breaking the press, so there's no reason for Wellington to pull the defense back. If the Spartans are going to take advantage of looks in transition, you might as well press up.
Yeah, when you're up against a team this good, it's really hard to control these turnovers, and Collegiate has just find themselves just really stuck when it comes to facing this team. They're really having a hard time just kind of breaking that full court pressure and then being able to get it in. So it's really no wonder as to why Collegiate decided in this situation to take this timeout, as they got to try and diversify the play, change things up if they want to get it past the half court and inside.
Spartans out of the timeout looking to get some kind of offense going. We'll see what Dylan Heath has drawn up.
As Wellington decides not to incorporate that full court pressure.
Yeah, and Wellington pulling back the pressure at least momentarily, but they have a pack line defense set up near half court. Turn is able to easily get the ball across half court. Dribbles to her right. Guarded by Britt Zika. Pass stolen away by Cornejo. Cornejo out in front of traffic, pursued by Downing. Layup. Good in transition. Downing tried to get the angle on the block and had a good angle on it. Just a good move in transition that time. Turn is looking to slow things down for the Spartans. Really the only way they can stop the bleeding is to slow this game down. Wellington just killing them in transition right now. Chloe Villagomez with the ball, picks up her dribble, in trouble, gets it away to Downing near half court. Downing dribbles off to her right, picks it up once again, trying to look for help. Gets it off to Chloe Villagomez. Villagomez hands it back off to Downing. Downing met by a double team and another jump ball called. This time it'll stay with the Spartans.
Collegiate once again finds themselves stuck here by the white line. It almost seems as though as soon as they get it past half court, that staunch defense from Wellington isolating certain players makes it really hard for them to get it out without having a turnover.
2:41 left in the half. Spartans trail 34-5. Villagomez met by a double team near the sideline, has it stripped away, ball on the floor, another jump ball called, and this time it'll go to the Crusaders. Wellington just consistently sending double teams after the Spartans, and they have not really been able to handle it in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems as though Collegiate is just getting stuck in the glue that is Wellington's double teams. Ball
kicked out to Ginter. Ginter gets it off to Gregory. Gregory drives baseline, mid-range shot, no good. Turnez fighting for the rebound, able to come down with it, picks up her dribble, looking for help, nearly turned over to Cornejo, instead tipped out of bounds. Spartans will inbound it at the baseline.
Great defense there by Collegiate. They clearly, Coach Dylan Heath reinforced the fact that they need in this situation to hold on to that 2-3 zone defense if they want to keep up with the Wellington Crusaders. They want to be able to stop them more, as Wellington is having a similar problem of not being able to convert on all their drives, and that's a really great opportunity to slow the game down and get the ball in their hands more.
Downing with the ball, kicks it to Turnez. Turnez trying to dribble baseline, instead steps on the line and turns it over.
And unfortunately, that's the closest Collegiate's been to the basket in the past 4 or 5 offensive possessions.
1:46 left in the half. The score is still 34-5 in favor of the Crusaders. Ball kicked around into the hands of Cornejo. Cornejo gets it inside. Layup is good from Goodwin. Spartans starting to look a little bit frustrated as they try to move the ball across half court. Turnovers have plagued them early in this going. Downing dribbles off to her right, and a legal screen set up top by Emma Strickland.
Yeah, it's honestly hard not to be frustrated in this situation if I'm Collegiate. And really in this moment in the game, when you're just having so many turnovers, just feel like that wall that's facing you on offense is just insurmountable. It's really easy to just start making more and more mistakes. And you got to control that if you want to have any chance to pull up some more points.
Norwood with the ball, mid-range jumper, count it. Turnez now with the ball for the Spartans, looking to get it across half court. Turnez has it near the top of the key, under a minute now left in the half. Stripped away by Norwood in transition now to Barton. Barton out in front of the pack, lays it up and good. Monahan gets the pass away to Turnez. Spartans still looking to set up some kind of offense. Turnez gets the ball across half court. Dribbles to her left. Good screen set by Herman. Got a defender to fall. Turnez picked up her dribble though. Strickland posted up under the basket. Went up for the shot. Jump ball called. It'll stay on this end.
Collegiate seemed to think it was going back in Crusader direction, but in fact they are able to keep the ball.
Turnez high arcing shot, gets it to Herman. Herman tries to dribble right, instead kicks it out to Conrad. Conrad thought about the long range too, and instead nearly turned it over instead. Reach-in foul called on Gregory. She tried to steal it away from Strickland.
Collegiate getting a little closer to getting something going here on offense, still struggling to find an open player.
Turnez fighting to get the ball in under the basket. Gets it out to Conrad. Three taken, good. Laney Conrad drains the corner three from the right side.
She is hot tonight. She is 2 for 3 so far, but still struggles to get open to take those shots.
Yeah, that's the thing, Aiden. They've been able to get some open shots when they're actually able to create them. The problem has just been getting to that point, as the three is answered on the other end by Gregory, who drains it from the left side. Turnez at the buzzer, no good. Took the half-court shot, could not get the prayer to go. So the score heading into halftime is 45-8, as it's been tough sledding for the Spartans in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. The story of the game today so far has just been blocked and dominated when it comes to offense. They really are struggling to get anything to go, as they have now reached 27 turnovers on the night, with only us being at halftime.
Well, that'll do it for our first half coverage. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the start of the second half as the Spartans trail 45-8 here from Wellington. Hello and welcome back to the Collegiate Sports Network as the Spartans trail the Crusaders 43-8 heading into the second half. It's been tough sledding so far for the Spartans. It's been a tough game. We knew it would be coming in. Wellington absolutely dominated the Spartans on their home court earlier in the season. Figured, though, maybe a couple of improvements on the offense for the Spartans might keep them a little bit closer in this game. Not the case, though, early on.
Yeah, absolutely, but unfortunately for us, this was kind of only a little bit to be expected. Wellington is probably one of the best girls basketball teams in the state outside of McPherson. Of course, McPherson, again, being probably the best we've seen so far, but this Wellington team is nothing to scoff at. They are moving excellently in transition. Their defense has absolutely shut down Collegiate so far.
Yeah, and I would say it's a toss-up between those two teams. When we saw Wellington the first time, I mean, they were on their game completely. Seen a couple more missed shots this time from the Crusaders, but certainly up there with the likes of McPherson in the upper echelons of 4A, and will certainly be competing for a state championship this year. Norwood gets it off in the corner, wide open three, no good, and Kaylee Villagomez comes down with the rebound, gets it off to Turnez.
Turnez is going to slow it down, try and stop the bleeding from the first half.
Downing now with the ball on the left side. Downing picks up her dribble, looking for help. Spartans haven't done a great job of meeting the ball. Herman gets it in on the post and scores it.
That was probably one of the best moves we've seen from that group all day so far.
Created an ISO down low with Herman posted up against her defender and converted on the layup. Ball kicked out, another three taken this time.
At this point in the game, Wellington can afford to take shots like that, and they're going to keep making them consistently. That is her third three, of the night.
Big production from both of the Zekas, Britt and Drew, converting on both ends of the court. Conrad comes down with the rebound on the second chance, quickly met by a double team in the coffin corner, tries to get it off to Herman, ball on the floor, fought for, and not gathered, they'll say, by Rusk. Looked like she had pulled it away, instead jump ball called. They will stay on this end with the Crusaders. Or correction, it'll go to the Spartans. Downing gets the ball in barely. Conrad tries to get the pass over to Herman, who is met by three defenders, tipped away. In transition, Britt Zika gets the no-look pass off to Norwood, who gets the layup to go in transition. Good transition move that time by Norwood. Aiden, at this point for the Spartans, you think you just have to start executing plays. You know you're probably out of this one, but you just want to run good offense for the rest of this game as the ball's turned over into the hands of Barton.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree.
Norwood mid-range gets it to go just under the free throw line.
I completely agree. At this point in the game, you're probably kind of out of it, trailing by 40 points at this point, but you still have a lot of room to improve. You still have a lot of opportunities to run plays and try and take advantage of the situation.
Pass inside to Herman was picked off by Barton. Barton gets it up court to Britt Zika. Zika one-on-one against Conrad, gets it to go on the layup. Score now 52-10, 5:45 left in the third quarter, and Coach Heath is going to burn his fourth time out of the game. He'll have only one left now. Just 2.5 minutes into the third quarter.
Yeah, there's really no question about that one, though. After Collegiate takes one of their best offensive possessions of the game so far, getting it in for two from Julia Herman is just followed up by 3 consecutive turnovers by Collegiate, and then just a continued run with Wellington where they just keep scoring. They seem really unstoppable at this point in the game.
Yeah, and the Spartans just kind of struggling up and down the court. And, we talked about it, too, the depth of this Wellington team playing a big part in that. Spartans just don't have many players to sub in. Langley Overman is still out for the Spartans. Not sure when she's going to come back. Certainly, hopefully, by the sub-state game. But as it stands, Wellington's been able to bring in up to 10 players in this game. Meanwhile, Collegiate's kind of limited to 7 or 8.
Yeah, absolutely. Wellington has just got the more depth. They've got the more experienced and talented players. Wellington really just outclasses so many girls basketball teams in the state right now. They're really just kind of one of those upper tier teams, whereas Collegiate is scrapping for every ball. They're doing a good job so far on defense, controlling the ball. Really what they're trying to do at this point is just kind of controlling the offense to stop those turnovers, as Wellington is turning a lot of their offense into great defense.
Downing gets the ball across half court, takes it near the top of the key, picks up her dribble, gets it off to Conrad. Conrad for three, no good, missed short. Conrad was 2 for 3 prior to the shot. She's now 2 for 4, still a solid 50% on the night. Out of bounds on the rebound to Wellington. Norwood now has the ball for the Crusaders, taking up the point, gets it across half court. One-handed pass down court, Britt Zika, long two on the way, good.
Once again, Wellington doing a really good job diversifying the players they have scoring. Now they have 3 players up into the double digits scoring-wise tonight.
Downing gets the ball off to Turnez. Turnez picks up a dribble, gets it off to Herman. Herman kick to Conrad in the corner. Conrad drills left, shoots the three, no good. Rebound fought for underneath. Turnez comes down with it, tried to get it to Herman, passed over her head. Conrad able to gain it near the sideline to save the possession.
Another close play, but Collegiate manages to hold on to it.
Herman tried to get the ball inside to Turnez. It was picked off by Drew Zika. Drew Zika knifes around Herman in transition, gets the layup to go. Nice move by Drew Zika.
That was an over-the-head hook layup. Great move by her, and still managed to get it to go.
Conrad on the left side kicks it all the way around to the right to Turnez, who tried to get it to Downing. Once again picked off by Drew Zika. Out to Norwood in transition. Norwood stops, shoots mid-range jumper. Good.
She is on fire tonight, 13 points now, doing a really good job in the paint. She might not be as tall as some of the other players on her team, but she does a really good job converting from jumpers.
Yeah, mid-range shot has been good all night for Wellington. Conrad met by a double team, gets it into Herman. Herman off the glass, count the basket.
Great pass there by Lainey Conrad. She saw Julia Herman, still managed to get it into her while being double teamed.
Norwood moves the ball up court, gets his pass inside to Barton, who scores it, and a quick timeout here is going to be taken by Eric Adams for Wellington. Just looking to reset his team a little bit and get them a rest. 3:41 left in the third quarter, 61-12 the score as Wellington is dominating this one.
A good pass by Lainey Conrad there is followed up by an absolutely incredible under 2 defenders pass in for a Wellington score. Whatever Collegiate is doing in this game, Wellington is just doing a great job of coming back and doing it better. Collegiate's trying to spur on their offense by some pretty consistent threes by Lainey Conrad. Wellington is just really just forcing it back in their face by Zika, getting 3 of her own threes on the night so far. It's been really, really tough so far for Collegiate to get anything going offense or defense-wise in this game.
Yeah, Aiden, this is the really good shooting Wellington team that we kind of talked about at the opening that we haven't seen materialize until the second half, but they've turned it on in a big way from the field. Herman near the top of the key, long pass into the hands of Strickland. Strickland gets it to Monahan. Monahan dribbles right to the top of the key. Ball on the floor momentarily, picked back up to Chloe Villagomez, kicks it to Turnez. Turnez gets it back to Villagomez, top of the key, out to Monahan on the right side. Monahan trying to get into the lane, still gives it off to Herman. Long two, no good, missed everything that time. Into the hands of Britt Zika. Zika in transition gets the pass off, blocked right into the hands, though, of Goodwin. Goodwin couldn't get it to go, and the Spartans get the rebound. As Wellington had a good look at a second chance there.
That was almost a great play there by Wellington, but still Collegiate managed to maintain control.
Chloe Villagomez dribbles in and traveled.
Met up by a triple team, couldn't quite keep control of her feet as she tried to stop too quickly. As Wellington's going to slow it down, take it back up, try and air out the ball just a little bit, take some riskier shots.
Long three on the way from Gregory, blocked away. Ball on the court and taken away by Strickland. Turnez now with the ball. Turnez moves it up to Herman. Herman looking for the basket, immediately stopped by Cornejo. Good transition defense for the Crusaders. And a push is going to be called a foul underneath the basket. We'll see who it's assigned to. There were 2 Crusaders underneath trying to guard Turnez. And the foul is going to be assessed. I believe to Cornejo will get called for the foul.
As Collegiate's going to inbound under the basket, still trying to get anything to go.
Turnez looking to inbound the ball. Finds Herman underneath the rim. Just missed the layup, though. Herman had a golden opportunity for the layup and just missed it long.
Man, when you talk about wide open layups, that's exactly what you think of. I mean, she was right there under the basket, did a great job getting open for the inbound, just still couldn't quite convert for the 2 points.
Yeah, Aiden, is that one of those situations, though, where you're almost too open, expecting more contact than she got underneath and just put it up too hard?
That's a good point there. That is kind of what we saw.
Spartans steal it away in the half court. Turnez now with the ball past the half court line. Dribbles to her right, picks it up, gets it off to Herman, top of the key. Herman dribbles left. Screen set by Strickland. Herman gets it off to Turnez. Turnez dribbles into the lane. Wild shot, good. Turnez with the runner.
She puts up her first points of the night.
Cornejo with the ball near the top of the key. Dribbles back to the left. Trying to get the pass in. Does find Barton. Barton reverse shot over Herman. Gets it to go. And another timeout is going to be called here by Eric Adams for the Crusaders.
Yeah, some wild shots converting for points by Wellington here. They're doing a good job at getting the ball to go as Collegiate's going to transfer in some players, trying to keep them fresh, trying to keep them still going on offense, as they have done a pretty good job so far this quarter, especially in comparison to the first half, to get some points up on the board.
15 points on the night right now for Britt Zika, who leads the scoring. And is that 10-second call on the Spartans?
No,
not entirely sure. Maybe just something down at the scorer's table. Probably didn't get the clock set correctly, so the Spartans will keep possession. Surely didn't think it was a 10-second call. I mean, the Spartans were completely uncontested in the full court. Downing gets it across. Top of the key, picks up her dribble, though. Gets it off to Conrad, back to Downing on the left side. Downing trying to dribble right against two defenders, gets it off to Chloe Villagomez, who gives it right back. Fighting to get the pass into Strickland, ball on the court, tipped away by a Crusader. Still being fought for, saved out of bounds. And touched last by Cornejo. She tried to go after it, so Spartans will keep it on this end.
Bit of a scrambling play there by Wellington. Tried to maintain control of it, but Cornejo just touched it, and it got knocked right out of there.
Ball into the hands of Conrad, out of bounds. On the inbounds play, I should say. Downing tries to dribble baseline, met by Barton. Gets it off to Conrad. Conrad nearly picked up the pivot foot. Instead, she remains with the ball and turns it over into the hands of Goodrum as she tried to get the pass into Chloe Villagomez in transition. Zika inside out move, trying to get the open two on the way. No good. The shot from Cornejo. Rebound fought for underneath. Bodies flying on the floor. Finally finds the hands of Ginter. Long three on the way. No good. Missed short from Goodrum. Third chance opportunity, though, is converted.
Yeah, that
Gregory.
was 2-3 opportunities followed up by a great layup to convert. Just good moves there by by Wellington to maintain those rebounds.
Downing near half court. Dribbles to her right, gets it off to Conrad. Conrad thought about the three, now asking for help as she picks up her dribble, gets it off to Chloe Villagomez, back out to Monahan near the top of the key. Monahan dribbling to her right. Hook shot off the glass, no good. Finds the hands of Strickland on the rebound. Tried to put the shot back up and blocked from Goodrum, as that's going to bring it in to the third quarter. Spartans trail 65-14.
Yeah, not a whole lot to say so far. Collegiate's kind of just still getting really shut down when it comes to offense. They're struggling to find any kind of opportunities, although they've done a bit of a better job than they did in the first half. We saw 8 total points from them in the first half, and now we're seeing 6 points from them in one quarter. Still not exactly what you'd want to see if you're the Collegiate team in terms of getting points on those turnovers, whereas Wellington has done an absolute miraculous job to control their turnovers throughout this entire half, as they have not gained any, I believe, since halfway through the second quarter. They have not had a single turnover on the night. They've done a really good job controlling the ball, passing it around. They know how to air it out when they get inside. It looks like it's going to be a scramble ball. They do a good job of getting it out to some of their more consistent shooters. And although their shooting hasn't been perfect tonight, what a great team does in those situations is get under the basket, you pick it up, and you convert it for points, and that's what they've done all night long.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Wellington has done a really good job on the glass for the most part all night. Herman has taken the initiative at certain points in this game. That's really only been for a minute or minute and a half of gameplay. Other than that, it's been Wellington all night long on the boards on defense and offense. They're converting for second and third chance points. They're limiting the Spartans to only one look from the field on a possession. Really good play on the glass so far for Wellington.
Yeah, interestingly, Wellington decides to keep out a bunch of their starters going into this fourth quarter, although they are leading by 51.
Pass in, fought for underneath. Saved, though, by Cornejo. Rusk with the ball, top of the key. Gives it off to Gregory. Gregory dribbles off to her right, kicks it out. Spartans daring Goodrum to shoot the three. She will. Contested against Herman. Called a pass, though. I don't think that was ever a shot from Goodrum. It was a pass underneath for Gregory, who laid it up and in.
Gregory has been the player who's been under the basket for so many of those missed threes there. That's the third time in a row that she's been able to pick up those missed threes and convert it for points.
Yeah, Aiden, I'm not even sure that was a shot, as Herman puts one up the mid-range, no good. Rebound fought for and finally secured by Burnett. I think what Wellington did on the other side was just pull Herman out of the paint and get an easy look under the basket for two on a mismatch. Foul underneath in transition, as it will be Goodrum going to the line for two.
Interestingly, we also do not have a running clock.
We do.
Oh, yep. Excuse me.
But it just started running this quarter since we got over 50. First free throw goes. Goodrum second on the way, gets it to go. It's been a pretty quick moving game, not a whole lot of stoppages. Just 6:40 left in this one, 69-14 the score, as the Crusaders have dominated this one wire to wire. Herman swings the ball around to the left side to Conrad. Conrad dribbles into the paint on the left elbow, passes back out to Downing. Downing tries to dribble right, nearly has it taken away, and does have it now taken away by Gregory. Gregory in transition against Herman. Herman walls up against her, turning, shooting, no good. Herman comes down with the rebound. Good transition defense for Herman, that time going one-on-one.
Yeah, once again, great defense there by Collegiate. Took advantage of the missed shot.
Long pass to Monahan. Monahan puts up the three. No good. Rebound secured by Rusk. Rusk gets the ball out to Gregory. Gregory, long pass down court, just over the head of Goodrum, out of bounds. As Wellington's going to get a chance to get some rolling substitutions into the game, as they'll bring in three new players.
Yeah, this is the point in which Wellington's going to start putting out more of their JV squad, get some more experience before going into the postseason, where they're going to really want to have more depth on their bench.
Downing gets the ball across half court, gets it off to Herman. Herman floater in the lane, good.
Great move right there, contested floater, managed to get it to go.
Goodrum in transition, lays it up against two defenders, no good. Rebound fought for underneath, tied up. It'll stay on this end. As the Spartans will get three new players into the game. It'll be Chloe Villagomez, Maddie Turnez, and Emma Strickland. Sub out for Downing, Herman, and Conrad. As Wellington has been given the ball, I think that was on the possession arrow on the last one, so just a bit of confusion under the basket there, as it's Wellington's possession. 69-16 the score, 4.5 minutes left into the running clock situation. Inbounds pass stolen away by Chloe Villagomez.
Seeing a bit more turnovers from this JV squad, Wellington, as we have from the JV squad. It kind of shows the stark difference in capabilities.
Turnez gets one-handed pass away to Villagomez. Chloe Villagomez trying to dribble the lane, traveled once again.
That is her second travel of the night. These collegiate girls are really just struggling to keep control of their feet as they're come up against multiple defenders in their lane.
Ball in now to Ginter. Ginter moves the ball around to the right side to Schnell. Pass off to Wright. Wright in the corner now. Long cross-court pass and turned over. She caught the ball out of bounds. That was Schnell trying to receive the high pass and stepped her heel out of bounds.
Yeah, she pretty clearly kind of caught that pass off balance, kind of stepped out of bounds there. Collegiate going to try and take it up. This is their opportunity to try and score some more points for themselves in this situation.
Yeah, and just kind of dipped the heel out of bounds, so it'll be Spartan possession. Turnez with the ball, dribbles to her right. Stops for a second, keeps the dribble though. Turnez looking for options, takes it near half court, now dribbles left. Turnez into the lane, gets it off to Chloe Villagomez, rises, shoots from mid-range, foul called on the shot. She'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
Two minutes and 55 seconds left in this game. Chloe Villagomez looking to make her first points of the night.
Villagomez at the line, shooting 2. First one on the way, no good. Clanks off the front of the rim. First free throw opportunities of the night for the Spartans. Villagomez second free throw, good. So Chloe Villagomez gets into the scoring column. Score now 69-17. Ball passed over the head of Edwards that time out of bounds. So Wellington commits another turnover.
This is a lot of consecutive turnovers from this Wellington team that we haven't seen so far from them. They, in just a couple of minutes in this game, have doubled their turnovers on the whole.
Yeah, and if you want to take away some positives for this for the Spartans, you know, only one senior in the lineup for Collegiate, so a lot of these JV players that we kind of see into the game right now for Wellington are potentially players that they could be seeing in the future in varsity matchups. So you like what you're seeing with the Spartans right now, kind of winning this battle against Wellington's bench.
Absolutely. You know, in past years and especially in this year, we talk about the growth that Collegiate's girls team is going to have in the future, and they have the capacity to have. And with only having one senior in comparison to a lot of these junior girls on the Wellington team, supposedly one of the better teams in Kansas right now, it's definitely something that can be positively taken away, as a lot of these girls are just really outplaying this Wellington junior team.
Ball kicked out on the perimeter. It's Edwards with it. Takes the long 3. No good. Didn't hit the rim. Rebound. Gone, and Wright puts it back in high off the glass. 1 minute now left in the game. Turnez with the ball for the Spartans. Gets it across half court. Villagomez gets it off to Turnez. Turnez near the top of the key now, dribbling back to her right. Gets it off to Villagomez. Chloe Villagomez trying to dribble baseline. Coughs it up, turns it over. Fought for underneath. Kaylee Villagomez tried to steal it away. Instead, Wellington able to break down court. Ball now into the hands of Burnett. Tried to go up with it in transition for the layup. Blocked away. Monahan now with the ball. Trying to run down the court quickly. Looking for a good opportunity for the Spartans in transition. Ball kicked to Chloe Villagomez. Takes the open 3. Left side. No good. Out of bounds. Off the Spartans on the rebound.
Yeah, Monahan was faced up right there in a mismatch competition. Number 20, a much bigger girl, driving up one-on-one into the lane, and Monahan managed to get the block without the foul. Great defensive move from her. As only 5 seconds left in this game, Wellington is going to try and take it as their last possession.
Wellington will just dribble this one out, and they will take the 71-17 victory over the Spartans. And this one, Aiden, really just a story of the best team in the league meeting a team near the bottom, if not at the very bottom, with the Spartans. One team kind of at the peak, the other one trying to build, and the Spartans come out with the loss.
Yeah, absolutely. Just Wellington kind of just destroyed them all over the court. There's really no better way to put it. Offense, Collegiate just could not find anything to go, as they are now 38 turnovers on the night. Just had a really, really tough night. At first getting it across the half-court line, and then once Wellington pulled back their pressure, they just did a good job of getting into the passing lane, just giving Collegiate nearly no options to turn to.
Yeah, Aiden, you said it. Spartans really struggled all night just to take care of the ball.
Yeah,
at the least, you know, couldn't even get anything offensively, let alone, you know, taking care of the ball. So we'll just leave this one where it's at, 71-17 the score, as the Spartans drop this one from Wellington. On the way, though, will be the boys' game and 2 teams fighting atop the league standings. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for the start of boys basketball. Hello and welcome to the Collegiate Sports Network as we come your way live from Wellington, Kansas, in what will prove to be a pivotal bout in the league standings as the Spartans control their own destiny with only 2 games left in the season, standing at 6-1. They face off against a Wellington Crusader team that comes in at 4-3 in the league standings with a fighter's chance if they can come away with a victory here and try to force some kind of 2- or 3-way tie with the Spartans and Andale. Talking about Andale, they are 1 game back of the Spartans, so if the Spartans can win tonight, they will secure at least a share of the league title. For the Spartans tonight, another big news story is that A.J. Batiste has suited up for the Spartans. Not entirely sure how much playing time he will get, but it'll be something to watch all night if he comes into the game at any point and see how he is acclimated to this lineup and integrated into it. Aiden, what's it going to take for the Spartans to come away with at least a share of a league championship tonight? What are some of your keys to the game?
You know what, Connor? I'm going to make a humble prediction right here, and that we are going to have a great night tonight. We're looking forward to a pretty big game here. Obviously, you know, we have A.J. Batiste coming back into play, star of last year and early into the season this year, taken out by injuries, comes back from the dead to come in here and suit up and warm up with the team. Obviously, we're not expecting him to get a whole lot of minutes so far tonight, coming off of a month-and-a-half break. That's a long break even for professional players. But going into tonight, we're looking for Collegiate to kind of reinforce the strategy they've used all semester or all season long. Good shooting with great centers to back it up and put it through. Great offense and really strong man-to-man defense. I think one of the biggest differences, however, tonight is what we're going to be looking at in that Wellington, in comparison to a lot of other schools in the league, have some really, really tall, big centers, some guys who can really come up and compete against guys like David Chege, Judah Cyrus. They're going to want to fight for those rebounds. And Collegiate, you know, we got some really consistent shooters, Mason Bond, Carter Drumright, but when they miss, it's going to be even harder for Collegiate to kind of use their strategy to pick it back up and put it through. So it's going to come down on the shoulders of every single player we have tonight. But I think if we can stay consistent and fight for those rebounds, we will have no trouble coming away with the win.
As we get ready to get going here from Wellington, we will pause for the national anthem and be back for player introductions. As we get ready for player introductions here from Wellington, Aiden, we talked about this game meaning a lot for both these teams, and in part that's due to the budding rivalry between these two schools that we've seen over the past couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. Over the past couple of years, especially in this last year when it kind of reached a fever pitch, when Wellington took a last-second win at our home last year, last-second, a lot of controversy around that game, a lot of it kind of really got Collegiate fired up, especially I know I was fired up after that game, kind of wanted to see Collegiate come back. However, they did not get the opportunity to play against them after that point for the rest of the season. Came back in this season, beat them by a 16-point lead. Very, very great game at home. Looking to continue on this trend. Collegiate, these two teams are like, honestly, they're like two just rabid dogs trying to overtake each other every single season, every single time they play. And Collegiate has been on the up and coming recently, and we're just hoping to continue on that trend.
As starting lineups are getting introduced, a couple of players to look for the Crusaders will be Maurice Ayers, the 6'5 senior. He'll be a big presence down low alongside the junior at 6'4, Brody Weir, number 24. Those two are big bodies down low, and the Spartans, with their big lineup of David Chege, who is now starting for the Spartans, and Sebastian Hines-Turner, will be interesting to see how Fiegel tries to check that. And given the fact that David Chege is starting this game for the Spartans, it seems like Fiegel is certainly thinking about those lineups underneath.
Yeah, we're not playing any games starting into this game. We're just going to go in, push hard with that strategy. You've got to stop the big bodies downstairs, air out the shooting, but kind of force all those rebounds. I think really what it's going to come down to tonight is less going to be turnovers, less going to be offensive possessions, but really going to be rebounds. As Wellington likes to shoot out the ball, they're a very, very good shooting team, and kind of incorporate a very similar strategy to Collegiate, where they have some tall, big bodies in the middle that can always come up and get the rebound. So that kind of battle between these two similar strategies is going to come down to rebounds, and it's going to come down to what these guys can do against each other.
Yeah, Aiden, I think that's a great point. When you have two teams that like to shoot the ball and like to rebound and get tenacious under the glass, it's going to really come down to that battle on the boards tonight for both these teams. It'll be really fun to see how that plays out. The official has the ball at half court as he walks it up to two players. A couple of words being exchanged by David Chege and Maurice Ayers, who will jump center for the Spartans. A little bit of friendly banter as we get ready to go. The ball is tipped into the hands of Asa Ahmad. Ahmad controls the first possession for the Spartans, gets it off in the corner to Raspberry. Back to Ahmad. Ahmad, no look pass to Chege underneath, gets two defenders to jump and lays it in.
What a great move there. Collegiate was getting shut down by the Wellington defense. Great pass, great move by Chege to get two guys to jump.
Glenn trying to move the ball across half court, able to find the hands of Russell. Russell dribbling in against the defense, met by two defenders. Ahmad sizing him up as he rises over him and gets the jumper to go.
Great offense is combated by even better offense. Great floater there, got around the mismatch right there by Asa Ahmad.
Ahmad gets the ball back from Shackelford. Ball on the court. Ayers sold out for the steal, couldn't come away with it. Hines-Turner now on the right side. Shackelford from the free throw line. Jumper no good. And Weir comes down with the rebound. Gets it out to Ayers. It's going to be one-on-one against him on transition. Euro step. Chege came in late and got a deflection, but a block called beforehand. As that'll be a foul on the Spartans, and Wellington will be going to the line for two free throws. It'll be Ayers at the charity stripe.
Yeah, you know, at that point, Ayers found himself in a mismatch, much taller than his defender, Asa Ahmad. David Chege got in there a little late, but the blocking foul was already on the way.
Ayers' first free throw straight through.
As Wellington's going to take the advantage in this game, 3-2.
Ayers trying to convert the second one at the line, up and good. Wellington gets out to a quick 4-2 lead just a minute into this one. Ahmad takes it across half court against Ayers, dribbles in against three defenders, rises, shoots, gets it to go off the glass. Asa Ahmad.
Asa Ahmad, not usually a guy you see shooting around two defenders, awkward floater, gets it to go.
Yeah, Ahmad usually a pass-first kind of guard, Aiden, and that time he just took it right to the defense. In transition, layup, no good, but a foul on Bannister as he stepped around two defenders in the paint.
Interesting call right there. We're going to call on the reach-in, but talk about taking it to the net there. He really just had no mercy, no looking for the pass, just drove right in up against two defenders without much of a second thought.
As this game goes on, though, Aiden, you have to get careful of tunnel vision on both sides. We've seen both teams just driving the ball straight downhill in the early going. Surely those lanes are going to be taken away sooner or later.
Yeah, I completely agree, but right now, Wellington seems to be coming up on the beneficiary side of these fouls being called by driving into the lane.
Second free throw, no good for Bannister. He made the first, so 5-4 advantage now for the Crusaders. Shackelford takes it across half court, trying to set up some offense, picks up his dribble, gets it off to Ahmad. Ahmad knifing into the lane, gets it off to Raspberry. Raspberry met by a double team, nearly tripped up, gets it off to Shackelford. Shackelford now met by a double team near half court on the right side. High pass to Ahmad. Ahmad on the right side still, met by three defenders, tries to kick it out to Hines-Turner. Ayers gets over aggressive and fouls him going in for the steal.
Yeah, you know, you got to be careful on that aggressive defense. They're not necessarily using the full court pressure that Collegiate is, but they're still you're seeing a lot of similarities between them and the Washington defense. You see a lot of high hands, a lot of calling out for the ball, really, really aggressive, which is really what you want to see from a high school defense.
Yeah, a lot of double teams near the top of the court, Aiden, and it's putting the Spartans in difficult situations. They've stayed composed, though, early on. Ahmad kicks it out to Drumright in the corner, gets it right back, gives it off Shackelford, top of the key, now to Ahmad. Drumright in the corner, gives it right back. Ball on the court momentarily. Ahmad gets it, met by a double team, dribbles out of it, gets it to Heinz Turner. Heinz Turner trying to knife into the lane, takes against 3 defenders, shot rejected away and stolen by Russell.
You got to create in those moments, and when they're so afraid of Carter Drumright shooting, you got to be able to create down in the paint.
Drumright snuck up behind Russell and tipped the ball away out of bounds. It'll stay on this end, side out for Wellington.
Right now, Wellington's doing a better job competing offensively, as they're doing a great job shutting down Collegiate's offense and moving well in transition.
Glenn gets the ball into Russell. Russell dribbles to his left. Long 3 on the way, no good, but finds the hands underneath of Bannister. Bannister fighting against the defense, no good. The shot out of bounds off of Judah Cyrus, as him and Ahmad were fighting for the rebound underneath. Nothing going down low, though, for the Crusaders.
Yeah, he was being triple teamed there. Tried to get the behind-the-back layup. Obviously is not going to get that one to go, but Judah Cyrus tried to grip it down, got out of his hands, out of bounds, as Wellington's going to maintain possession under the basket.
Wellington looking to get a quick play in. Weir dribbling against 2 defenders against Heinz Turner, gets the layup to go with a foul. He'll go to the line, try and convert the 3-point play, as he had position on Heinz Turner, and Heinz Turner fouled him as he went up. Weir finished through the contact.
Man, offensively, Wellington is just out competing Collegiate right now. They're doing a great job getting inside the paint, forcing awkward fouls, and Collegiate is just really struggling to stop them.
Weir can't convert from the line. He was the hero last year as the Spartans fell to Wellington at the last second, and a quick turnover in transition for the Spartans as Shackelford got a little over-aggressive looking for Drumright in the left corner.
Collegiate starting to rush themselves, starting to trip over themselves as Wellington finds themselves moving well in offense, starting to find a little bit of rhythm.
Spartans starting to employ the full court press. Russell was met at half court. He got the ball right away to Burnett. Burnett lays it up off the glass. No good. Too strong. Weir comes down with the rebound. Strong effort on the glass for Weir. Rises against 2 defenders. Blocked away by Cyrus.
Great defensive move there by Cyrus. He got up. However, Weir just did a great job fighting for that rebound over Jack Grace, his smaller. He found the mismatch, got over him, did a great job to maintain control of the ball, but Judah Cyrus just managed to get over him.
Yeah, hard to box out a guy of Weir's size when you're like Jack Grace. Ball turned over. Drumright in transition, lays it up. Wild move under and up to get the layup to go. Carter Drumright, nifty move to the paint.
Collegiate manages to keep it close. Wellington now leading 7-6.
Spartans instituting another full court press. They'll draw it back momentarily. Drumright still pressuring the ball handler, Bannister. Bannister kicks it out to Ayers. Long 2 on the way. No good. Missed short. Fighting for the rebound. Wellington able to come down with another one. Burnett. Ayers rises over Cyrus. No good. Cyrus affected the shot. Deep down court pass. Heinz Turner lays it up and good. Heinz Turner just breaks out in front of the defense, and that's going to prompt a timeout from head coach Joe Newman of the Crusaders.
Yeah, there's really nothing number 23, Nickel and Russell, could do at that point. Sebastian Heinz Turner was already out in front of him, and once you get to that point, you can try and run behind him, but short of a foul, there's really nothing you can do against Sebastian Heinz Turner. So far, pretty evenly spread offensive moves here by Collegiate. They find themselves leading. We found ourselves in a bit of a situation where Wellington was just finding everything they wanted to find offensively. When they weren't getting the shot to go, they were getting that lucky foul call, finding themselves to convert there, just doing a great job converting throughout. However, Collegiate is just managing to fight and stay inside this game.
Yeah, it seems like early on both teams struggling to convert a little bit from the field. The score is 8-7 with just under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Both teams have gotten good looks and have taken good shots. Haven't been a whole lot of turnovers necessarily, just haven't been a whole lot of made shots either.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that could be less attributed to the fact that these guys are just missing their shots, more that both teams are up against really, really strong defense from the other team. Wellington is doing a good job shutting down Collegiate, not letting them get around and open outside the arc, being really, honestly, justifiably afraid of Carter Drumright's shooting.
Out of the timeout, Collegiate setting up another full court press. Burnett able to get the ball into Weir. Weir Gets the ball right back to Burnett. Burnett, guarded by the much smaller Drumright. He's met by Chege, who meets him for the double team. Gets around the double team, though, dumps it off in the paint. Shot up, no good. Rebound fought for underneath. Burnett comes down with it and gets the putback to go.
That was around two defenders, Carter Drumright and David Chege. Not a lot of times you'll get it around the both of them.
Ahmad jump pass. He was out of control and passed it right into the hands of Burnett. Burnett doesn't have numbers. He's going to take it anyway, and Ahmad strips it from him, but touched the baseline as he tried to take it away. So it'll stay on this end for Wellington, as the Spartans won't get the benefit of an out-of-control drive from Wellington.
Yeah, that was a little bit out of control. Good opportunity for Collegiate to get the turnover, turn it back in their direction. Just couldn't quite get it to go as Asa Ahmad just managed to slip out of bounds.
Burnett gets the ball in to Glenn. Glenn kicks it back out to Bannister. Bannister looking to set up a little bit of offense for the Crusaders. Takes it to the top of the key, dribbles left, rotates the offense. Gets it back to Glenn. Glenn near the top of the key, and he picked up his pivot foot. That's a travel on Wellington.
Yeah, he looks confused about that one, but as he was just kind of getting bogged down, a little bit confused by the Collegiate defense, he managed to pick up his pivot foot. As Asa Ahmad's going to take it, trying to set up the Collegiate offense here.
Trying to get the pass over to Cyrus, and it was just over his head, turned out of bounds. Ahmad and Cyrus frustrated with each other. It was just kind of an unforced error that time for the Spartans as Wellington leads this one by 1, 9-8, 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Ball into Weir. Weir gets it out to Russell. Russell wasn't quite able to get out in front of the defense. He's going to spin in the lane anyway, taking against two defenders, gets the basket to go with a foul. Incredible shot in transition by Russell as he spun and shot while being fouled and somehow got the basket to go.
Yeah, like it or not, Wellington is just doing a better job controlling unnecessary turnovers and converting for points with fouls. So far, this is Collegiate's fourth foul on them, already in a little bit of foul trouble.
Russell cannot convert from the line. Cyrus had the rebound taken out of his hands, and Glenn cleans it up for the putback as the Spartans allow a 4-point possession. Drumright kicks it out to Heinz Turner. Spartans forced to reset, now down 5 on a quick run from Wellington. Heinz Turner met by a double team, looking scrambled, foul called. As the Spartans seem like they're starting to get rushed here, Aiden.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what we're seeing here. That can kind of contribute to the turnovers, the foul count. Collegiate is really just getting frustrated with themselves and making unnecessary errors.
Ball out to Shackelford, nearly turns it over. Heinz Turner comes back down with it, back to Ahmad. Ahmad dribbles into the zone, gets it off Heinz Turner. Heinz Turner kick out to Drumright, takes the 3, right corner, no good. Shackelford fighting for the rebound, has it. Behind the back pass, got it away. Heinz Turner dribbles baseline, rises, shoots, good.
Man, that was a great possession by them, but I still got to say, there wasn't a pass in that offensive possession where I wasn't nervous that was going to get right turned over.
Ball now into Burnett. Burnett breaks the press, gets it to Weir in transition, who lays it up and off the glass.
Wellington not letting Collegiate get any kind of breakaway in points as they maintain their lead 15-10.
Crusaders beating the Spartans at their own game right now as Burnett forces another turnover on Ahmad, loses the handle as he goes up out of bounds, going Collegiate's way. Aiden, it looks like Collegiate's going to have to reset in some form or fashion, as like I said, they are getting beat at their own game right now. Quick pressure from Wellington, and they're able to get up in transition and score often.
Yeah, absolutely. Asa Ahmad, usually probably the most controlled player on the team, has 4 turnovers now.
Raspberry turns after he tried to get the ball taken away from him, gets it to Cyrus, who swings it out to Heinz Turner. Heinz Turner went up, whistle was called, blocking foul. He got the basket to go with it, so the foul is on Ayers, and Heinz Turner will go to the line trying to convert the 3-point play. That's the second foul on Ayers. We'll see how that impacts this game and if he'll be taken out early on.
They still haven't put the 2 points up on the scoreboard. Not quite sure if they're going to count the basket or not.
Heinz Turner at the line. Gets the free throw, and he will have one more, Aiden, so they did not count the basket. Heinz Turner was fouled on the floor, they will say. Collegiate's bench arguing that that should have been a 3-point play, and the officials are going to talk about this one. One official kind of put up the shooting motion to indicate that Heinz Turner was in the process of shooting when he was fouled. And if he was, he got the basket to go, so that should have been the final free throw. See what the officials decide here.
Collegiate trying to control themselves, trying to use this as an opportunity to take a break.
Collegiate stepping back as if they have the defense set up, and they will. So they will give the basket to Heinz Turner with the free throw. So Heinz Turner converts the three-point play. Now 15-13 the score.
They still haven't quite put it up on the scoreboard. A lot of confusion on the court right now, as they try and start playtime without putting it up on the scoreboard, and you hear just an eruption from the Collegiate crowd.
Whistles blown as the Spartan bench is arguing for their points, like you said, Aiden. So a lot of confusion down at the scorer's table at the moment as the officials try to get this one sorted out. As it stands, I believe, Heinz Turner was fouled on the shot, which he got, and then he converted the three-point play. So the score should be 15-13 in favor of the Crusaders at this moment.
Still not putting it up.
Yeah, still a conference at the scorer's table with the official. Either way, though, Aiden, great play by Sebastian Heinz Turner in the lane. Seems like he's gotten what the Spartans have needed to stem that tide that Wellington went on to stem that run. And the points have finally been put on the scoreboard as we're back ready to go. 15-13 your score, 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Both teams keeping it between a 2 and 1 point game.
Collegiate led off the press. Ball into Weir, past the half-court line. Burnett gets the pass off and away to Norris. Norris underneath to Russell. Russell kicks it back out to Bannister. Bannister at the top of the key looking to reset the offense. Bannister dribbles to his left, knifes into the lane, kicks it back out. Burnett for three, no good. Shackelford comes down with the rebound. Momentum starting to shift the Spartans' direction. We'll see if they can keep executing on offensive sets. Shackelford gets it out to Drumright. Drumright dribbles baseline, stops, passes to Shackelford in the lane, gets it to go. Shackelford went right to the rack and converted for two.
Great move right there by Shackelford.
Cross-court pass to Burnett, gets it across half-court. Guarded by Drumright. Kicked back out to Norris. Now Norris back to Bannister, much the same as the previous possession, as Wellington will slow things down, looking to set up offense. Bannister, top of the key, now dribbles right. Guarded by Shackelford. Crosses him up, drives into the lane, tried to get a pass away underneath to Weir. It was deflected by Cyrus and stolen by Drumright. Heinz Turner loses the handle and turns it into the hands of Norris. Norris in transition going to slow things down, realizing that the Crusaders don't have numbers. Ball to Glenn. Glenn underneath, gets it to Weir. Weir, momentum towards the basket. Charge call. James Shackelford stepped in.
Good job by James Shackelford to make up for Judah Cyrus's mistake there. Just a missed handle. He had full control of the ball. James Shackelford able to stand in for the charge and turn it back in Collegiate's direction with only 1 minute and 16 seconds left in this quarter. What an eventful quarter it has been. Score tied 15-15.
Yeah, and like you said, it's been back and forth the whole time, but neither team has really put up a whole amount of points. Or a whole lot of points, I should say, as we're still knotted at 15. Cyrus has the ball in, gets it to Grace. Grace to Raspberry. Raspberry on the corner, double teamed, trying to get the pass away to Grace and turned it right into the hands of Weir. Just not great court vision that time by Raspberry. Ball out to Russell. Russell guarded by a double team. Grace trying to strip it away. Turns, shoots, blocked by Cyrus. Heinz Turner. Spartans have numbers, 2-on-1 down the other side of the court. Heinz Turner steps through his defender, couldn't get it to go. Never had a good angle as he tried to go for the reverse layup. Jack Grace steals it away on the other side. Raspberry, floater from two, good. Robbie Raspberry converts in transition for the Spartans on the stop and shoot two.
Collegiate turns a mistake into a 2-point advantage. Collegiate still having a couple mindless mistakes here, especially from Sebastian Heinz Turner on the past couple offensive plays, still managing to come out on top.
Ball into Norris. Norris tries to dump a pass off to Weir, deflected away. Weir will come down with it though. Ball back to Burnett, who has controlled the point for a lot of this game for Wellington. Ball now inside to Russell. Russell turns and shoots over Drumright, no good. Heinz Turner comes away with the rebound. 7 seconds left for the Spartans. They'll have to go quick. Heinz Turner trying to go coast to coast. Teardropper, no good on the baseline. And a chuck at the buzzer is going to hit the volleyball net. So that'll bring it in to the first quarter as the Spartans lead 17-15 in what has been a hectic start here from Wellington.
Yeah, hectic doesn't get quite the full scope of it. I gotta say, I'm a little bit sweaty after that one. Offensively, Collegiate has been moving pretty well. They haven't been, but however, the name of the game for them, similarly to the girls' team, has been turnover, as they are now up 9 turnovers on the night so far. They have just been really struggling to get it inside once they find themselves double teamed, triple teamed by this Wellington defense, whereas Wellington has gotten most of their points just moving in transition after these turnovers. Both teams are just sincerely fighting for the ball every single play of the game. However, I think what can be most attributed to the fact that Collegiate is leading in this game is the fact they have just kind of been using better athletes almost. They've been kind of having some more wild shots, just kind of less advantageous positions that they are turning their mistakes into points.
Yeah, and that's a good point. You know, the Spartans were able to kind of clean it up after about 4 minutes had elapsed in the first quarter. They were able to stop turning the ball over a little bit, got better sets going on offense, and that's led to their having a 2-point lead at 17-15 as we get ready to start the second quarter. Wellington will have the first possession.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, as we kind of see Collegiate's strategy coming through, the biggest thing I want to yell at them is kind of what Fiegel said at the end of last game is play smart. It's the turnovers that are killing us, and we got to focus in on that.
Ball into Bannister. Bannister looking for options. He picked up his dribble, barely able to get the ball away to Russell. Russell near the top of the key, hounded by Jack Grace. Jack Grace all over him, trying to tip the ball away instead. Ball into the hands now of Burnett. Burnett on the perimeter, kicks it back out to Russell. Russell spinning against Jack Grace, met by a double team of Chege, going to shoot it anyway, no good. Rebound, though, secured underneath by Norris. Norris tried to get the second chance to go, no good. Out of bounds, though, after Chege deflected it away.
Good job defense there by David Chege. Couldn't quite control the ball, but managed to knock it out of bounds, not giving number 22, Norris, a chance under the basket.
Ball in now to Norris. Norris on the left side. Drumright tips it away. Drumright flying on the floor for the ball. Norris comes back up with it, though. Pass over the head of Russell as he tried to secure the pass just past his outstretched hand. The Spartans will force a turnover to start the second quarter.
Great defense there by Carter Drumright, forcing a disjointed offensive possession by Wellington.
Yeah, disjointed is right, Aiden, although you'd like to see the Spartans get on the glass a little bit better, allowing 3 opportunities at a basket for the Crusaders.
Absolutely, that's those rebounds coming into play.
Heinz Turner kicks it around to Bond. Bond kicks it back. Heinz Turner from the elbow gets it down to Chege. Chege off to Drumright. Dribbles around his defender for 3. Gets it to go. Carter Drumright from the right side. He's been nails there all season long.
Managed to juke out his defender and get there.
Heinz Turner running after the down court pass. Couldn't get his hands on the balls. Got into the hands of Russell. And Russell was fouled on the floor.
Yeah, Jack Grace kind of just lost control of himself there, trying to find his man. Kind of ran into the back of him there. As Collegiate now finds themselves in the advantageous position as they lead by 5, as they've gone on a pretty significant streak, going from 10-15 to 20-15.
Yeah, a solid 10-0 run for the Spartans right now has them up by 5. As Wellington has the ball back into play with Bannister at the top of the key, guarded by Bond. He dribbles to his right, trying to turn the corner against Bond. Help defense comes over from Drumright, and it gets into the hands of Heinz Turner. Turned over, Ahmad, no look pass to Drumright. 2 steps, takes the shot in the lane, gets it to go.
Carter Drumright on fire right now, helping to contribute to the Collegiate lead.
7 points now for Drumright early in the going. Weir has a pass down low, gets it to go. Weir lays it up off the glass in transition.
Good selfless pass right there.
Both teams executing effectively in transition right now. Bond swings around, Drumright 3, taking corner left, good! Carter Drumright, another 3.
He is 2 for 2 right now, absolutely nails from behind the arc. When he gets in the position where he can shoot, he is gonna shoot.
And 5-second call on Wellington as the Spartans force another turnover, this time with the full court press.
Yeah, Wellington has just completely lost their advantage in this situation. They're just falling to shambles as Collegiate takes on this run. In past games, we've kind of talked about the significance of runs in basketball, and right now we're seeing it as Collegiate is taking all the advantage.
Kicked out, Drumright corner 3 from the right side, gets it to go. Drumright is hitting from everywhere on the court.
3 for 3 on threes right now.
28-17 the score. The Spartans have gotten out to a quick 11-point lead. Ball now into Hatfield. Hatfield kicks it around the perimeter. 3 on the way. Answer is no good. Second chance opportunity under the basket, though, for Hatfield. He's fouled as he tried to go up for it.
That's what I was talking about with those rebounds. Judas Cyrus was under the basket. No really guys fighting him underneath. But number 13 just kind of got up to it before he could and managed to control that rebound.
It'll be Hatfield at the line shooting 2 free throws as he got the rebound on the miss from Russell from behind the arc. First free throw is good.
As they turn it back down to a 10-point lead by Collegiate. Collegiate still looking to maintain their run, maintain their momentum.
Drumright checks out of the game for the Spartans. He's already got 13 on the night. Free throw is good, the second one from Hatfield.
Yeah, Carter Drumright has absolutely been on fire tonight, looking to give him a little bit of a rest.
Ball kicked out to Grace. Grace gets it back to Ahmad. Ahmad knifes through the lane and is tripped. Hard fall to the court. Ahmad thankfully able to get right back up.
Yeah, he was tripped there. He kind of found his own gap, tried to get in there. Just 13 stepped in a little too aggressively, and Asa Ahmad managed to pull in the foul.
That's the first foul on Hatfield, newly into the game. He's got action, though, quickly on in these first couple of possessions. Pass into Cyrus, met by 3 defenders, kicks it out. Grace, corner 3, no good, missed everything that time. Going to be one-on-one in transition here as Bannister has the ball rising against Ahmad. Can't get it to go. Charge called. Asa Ahmad steps in for the charge. Correction, that was Burnett in transition who gets whistled for the foul as Asa Ahmad steps in transition for the charge.
Oh, yeah. Great job for Asa Ahmad to take advantage of the mismatch for multiple times in the night, having Collegiate maintain their momentum in this game. Great move there to stand in for the charge by Asa Ahmad as Carter Drumright's going to come back into this game for Jack Grace. He's been absolutely nails from behind the arc.
Yeah, the Spartans have done a really good job just drawing out plays to get him open from anywhere on the court, and Drumright is doing the rest with his shooting. Ahmad gets the ball into Heinz Turner, kicked out. Drumright fakes a defender out, gets it to Heinz Turner. Now Shackelford, top of the key. Shackelford going to reset, knifes in, shot from the free throw line. Jumper is good.
Yeah, you know, when it's not Carter Drumright, we have other consistent shooters on the court.
Shackelford brings the Spartan advantage back up to 11 with his 3rd and 4th points of the night. In transition, Bannister passes it back out now to Burnett. Burnett kicks it back out to Russell. Russell looking to reset the offense now for the Crusaders. Dribbling into the lane, met by Drumright, kicks it back out Bannister. Bannister, 3 on the way, no good, had it lined up, just missed short. Weir with the rebound, second chance, instead kicks it back out, 3 on the way now. No good, rimmed out. Spartans finally able to get a defensive rebound as Raspberry comes down with it. It was a missed 3-pointer from Burnett. Drumright knifing into the lane. Eurostep tried to get it to Shackelford on the inside out. Instead, turned it over into the hands of Hatfield. Hatfield in transition. Stomps at the top of the key. Gives it off to Weir. Weir back to Hatfield. Pulls the 3 wide open. Left side. No good. Heinz Turner with the rebound. Spartans looking to move quickly
Wellington
for their own possession.
Wellington having no luck on threes, especially in comparison to Collegiate right now.
Ahmad kicks the pass out to Drumright as the Spartans slow things back down a little bit. Raspberry long 2 on the way from the left corner. Count the basket. And a timeout taken by Joe Newman for Wellington.
Yeah, you got to take a timeout in this kind of a situation where Collegiate's just maintaining their run, maintaining their lead as they are now leading 32-19. Collegiate, let's just talk about offense for a second. They are doing a great job drawing up some plays to get Carter Drumright open. That's one of the biggest things they struggled with in the first quarter is they could not find him open at all as Wellington defense just kind of double-teamed him, knew where that ball was going. But here in this second quarter, they found themselves lost when it comes to this Collegiate offense. They cannot manage to control Carter Drumright as he has now gone on a 13-point night, just absolutely firing for Collegiate, whereas when he can't get open, the rest of the Collegiate team is doing a great job picking it back up for points, especially in the terms of those last couple of possessions with James and Robbie Raspberry picking up those floaters. Just great fluid offense by Collegiate.
Yeah, and you hit on something I wanted to hit on, which was the fact that Drumright is drawing the defense towards him, which is allowing for those open shots for the rest of his teammates. He's drawing 2 defenders towards him, faking them out from 3 because that's what they're expecting from him. Just dribbles in real quick and then passes the ball back out for another open shot for somebody else. Raspberry and Shackelford did a great job to handle the ball, stay calm, and just dribble in for some nice 2-point jump shots.
Yeah, did result in 1 turnover in 1 situation, but still, it's a really well operating machine for collegiate offense.
Wellington quickly able to get the ball in. Spartans are going to bring up a double team momentarily, but it's easily broken by Russell. Russell guarded heavily, though, by Hines Turner near half court. On the right side, Hines Turner, Shackelford came over to meet him for a second for the double team. Instead, Bannister now has it on the right side. Bannister dribbles left to the top of the key against Bond. Gets it back out to Hatfield. Hatfield swings the ball back out to Burnett. Burnett dribbling against Shackelford, rises, shoots in the lane, no good, couldn't get it off the glass. Shackelford now in transition after the rebound, gets it off to Hines Turner. Hines Turner going one-on-one against his defender, off the leg of Bannister, out of bounds. Spartans will maintain possession.
You know, in those one-on-one situations, Sebastian Hines Turner usually has the advantage using his athleticism to get it over his defender, but recently in this game, he's been really struggling to convert for points.
Bond looking to get in high, pass to David Chege beyond the perimeter. He's able to come down with it. Now Hines Turner will reset the Spartan offense with 3 minutes left in half. Spartans lead 32-19. Hines Turner gets it to Bond near half court, taking instruction from Coach Fiegel.
Collegiate opting to slow down the offense.
Bannister going to get out on Bond a little bit more to a cutting Hines Turner. Hines Turner under the basket, fouled hard as he went up. Couldn't get the layup to go. He'll go to the charity stripe, though, for his 2 free throws.
Yeah, he was up against 2 defenders there. Almost got it to go with the basket. Couldn't quite convert, however.
Fouls assessed to Russell under the basket. Hines Turner's first free throw, good. Yeah, Aiden, seems like Hines Turner, for the most part tonight, has had a really consistent effort on both ends. 7 points on the night for him, looking to make it 8. At the line, second free throw, good. So make it 8 points on the night for Hines Turner, as he's had a nice performance behind Drumright, who leads the Spartans in scoring with 13 after hitting 3 straight threes from the field. Ball in for Wellington. Bannister dribbling against Hines Turner. Bannister dribbles out to his left. Hines Turner still guarding him against the sidelines. Bannister forced to pick it up, gets it off to Burnett. Burnett sizing up the defense. He's guarded by Bond. Bit of a mismatch up top there, but Bond has done a good job on him defensively. Ball kicked out to Bannister. Bannister now near the top of the key, guarded by Hines Turner. Bannister dribbles to his right. Wellington struggling to get the ball in as they now get it in, but immediately deflected away by Carter Drumright as they were looking for Russell underneath.
Yeah, something I think we haven't mentioned so far tonight is that Collegiate is actually missing one of their seniors, Brett Wetta, who is typically the kind of guy who's going to get under there and force those defensive plays.
Yeah, Aiden, good point. Brett Wetta not in the lineup tonight for the Spartans. Not entirely sure what the injury situation might be for him.
It's not an injury situation. I think he is just about on his deathbed when it comes to sickness.
Yeah, certainly unfortunate. A lot of that going around right now. Spartans, certainly as we get late in the season, that's the last thing you want is some kind of sickness or injury to hamper your starting lineup. Drumright now gets the ball, lays it up and under, no good. Bond comes down with the rebound, gets it off to Raspberry. Second chance is good. Robbie Raspberry lays it in on the nice assist from Mason Bond. Burnett deep down court, gets it off to Weir. Easy layup for 2 as the Spartans break down in transition.
Yeah, Wellington 2-for-2 punch right there. Took the punch from Collegiate, managed to come back and get it in transition.
Raspberry gets it off to Drumright. Drumright back to Hines Turner. Hines Turner dribbles back to his left off to Raspberry. 3 taken, left corner, no good. Hines Turner fights around Bannister for the rebound. Can't get the second chance opportunity to go. Ball fought for on the floor. Bond comes up with it momentarily, tries to get it off to Raspberry. Bodies flying everywhere, a lot of contact underneath, and I think a jump ball is going to be called.
I mean, there's really no way it isn't.
And no, they're going to call a foul. See who it's assessed to.
That's going to be a foul against number 23.
That's on Russell, his second foul of the game. So, like I said, a lot of contact underneath there, but it seemed like both teams were giving it to each other. And Wellington's going to be on the bad side of that one, picking up a foul. Ahmad underneath the screen, puts up the shot, no good. Chege comes down with the rebound, tries to get the second chance to go, no good, he's fouled.
Yeah, you really can't do that. We hear a lot of unhappy cheers from the Wellington crowd, but when David Chege gets in there, he's just raising that ball so high that there's really no way to swat it down without getting a whole lot of Chege.
Chege now at the line for his first free throw, up and good. And I believe Ayers is going to check out as he was right back into this game.
Yeah.
So the foul, though, is assessed to Hatfield, now his second. So 3 players for the Crusaders in foul trouble early on with 2 fouls each. Chege at the line for the second free throw, converts.
Certainly not a position you want to be in when you're Wellington, having your biggest guy out with foul trouble.
Ball tipped away from Ahmad. Gets it up court to Bond. Bond going one-on-one against the defender. Foul just wrapped up as he tried to put up the layup, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Now that is a foul if I've ever seen one right there. As Bond was trying to move in transition against a guy much taller than him, got wrapped up with the foul, as Collegiate is just doing a great job forcing turnovers, forcing Wellington to look a little bit foolish, honestly, when it comes to their offensive possessions.
Yeah, that was one of those situations. If you're Wellington, if you're going to foul him, you might as well foul him hard so he doesn't get the layup. Bond misses the first free throw. Cyrus checks into the game for Chege. Hines Turner will also come back into the game, likely after this free throw. Bond gets it to go. And looks like Hines Turner is going to come in for Raspberry.
Hines Turner looking good on points, still not converting on a lot of those jumpers and layups that we want him to be, but still having a really good night so far.
Full court press being instituted by the Spartans. Ball up court to Russell. Russell kicks it back to Burnett. Burnett gets past Ahmad. Breaks the half-court line. Met by a heavy defense from Hines Turner. Kicks the ball back out to Bannister. 1:05 left in the half. Bannister with the ball at the top of the key. Against Cyrus. Gets the ball off to Weir. Back to Bannister. Had an open 3 lined up. No good. Hines Turner comes down with the rebound for the Spartans as the Spartans have started to turn the tide on the glass.
Yeah, what turned into a 5-point lead by Wellington has now become a 19-point lead by Collegiate.
Ahmad near half court looking to set up the offense. 37 seconds left in the half. Ahmad deep pass to Hines Turner, who tried to save it but stepped out of bounds. It'll be going Wellington's way. We'll see if they hold for the last shot here with only 32 seconds left.
They most likely will, not wanting to give Collegiate another good look in transition. You're going to want to slow it down. This is a great opportunity where you don't want to have any more of those needless turnovers and trying to get the ball inside.
Ball into Russell, kicks it right back out now to Burnett. Burnett takes it across half court against Shackelford. Into Hatfield. Hatfield into Weir on the high post, kicks it around back to Burnett. Burnett met by 2 defenders, back to Hatfield. 15 seconds left. Ball now in the hands of Norris. Norris spins, has an open shot, momentarily blocked by Hines Turner, though. Spartans only have 6 seconds left. They've got to go quick. Ball in the hands of Hines Turner. Kicks it drum right corner. 3! No good. And into the hands of Burnett as he came down with the rebound at the end of the buzzer. Drum right. A little bit of contact there on the 3. No whistle, though. Drum right couldn't get it to go from the field. That will take us to halftime, though, as the Spartans lead 40-21.
Man, what a turn in tide in this game. It went from the point where you felt like Wellington really couldn't make any mistakes, especially on defense, in comparison to this Collegiate offense, and then Collegiate offense just found their stride. There was really no stopping them at this point. As Collegiate has just done a great job of turning defense into offense, which is one of the things they do best, putting it into the hands of some of their better shooters, making really vital layups, just doing an overall great job converting for points.
We'll take about a 10-minute break for halftime and be back for the second half as the Spartans lead 40-21 after an immaculate second quarter. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the second half. Hello and welcome back to the Collegiate Sports Network. As we get ready to start the second half, the Spartans lead 40-21. And to say that the Spartans dominated the second quarter would be a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, absolutely. As they went into the second quarter, 17-15, looking a little bit disgruntled as Wellington managed to hold on to the favor in this game. A couple of their lead players, especially number 2, Ayers, who is their senior, 6'5", the major force in kind of controlling those rebounds, was taken out of the game and is now Wellington finds themselves in a bit of a dire situation as Collegiate leads by 19.
Yeah, Nate, we talked about how the stakes were high coming into this one for the Spartans, and it seems like they have responded in full force, able to likely take away a share of that league title that we talked about at the opening of the broadcast. Still have one half to finish it out, though, as they lead by 19 and have the first possession. Hines Turner with the ball, dribbles off to his right. Raspberry, corner 3 from the right side. No good, missed everything. Called a pass to Shackelford. Shackelford rises against 2 defenders and hits.
Highly contested shot there by Shackelford. Managed to get it to go.
Another good job by the Spartans to get a second chance opportunity. Weir down court in transition, no good. Raspberry fighting for it underneath the basket with Glenn. Tipped out of bounds off Raspberry. He'll stay on this end for Wellington, who will inbound under the basket.
Yeah, that'll be on Weir right there, as Shege couldn't quite get to him in time. That was mostly just a missed shot.
Ball tipped away by Raspberry, finds the hands, though, of Glenn. Glenn kicks it out to Bannister. Bannister looking to set up a play on offense near the top of the key. Kicks it back out to Burnett. Burnett out to Weir, top of the key. Weir has Chege pulled all the way away from the basket on the perimeter. Bannister gets the ball back now. Dribbles off to his left, still beyond the perimeter, guarded by Ahmad. Ahmad with him every step as he rises and shoots. Got the basket to go. Tough shot there by Bannister.
Highly contested shot, long 2 there, manages to get it to go.
Ahmad gets it to a cutting Hines Turner. Hines Turner never had an angle at the basket, looked to kick it to Chege, turned it over into the hands of Burnett. Burnett rises in transition. See what the call is, whether it's a block or a charge. It's going to be a charge.
Good call right there. He's been getting aggressive all night right now, and that's the last thing Wellington wants, is their last very good player, Junior Burnett, last tall guy to compete down in the paint to get in a bit of a foul trouble, as that is his 3rd charge, I believe.
Ahmad now with the ball, gets it to the top of the key, swings it back out to Hines Turner. Hines Turner, one-handed pass to Raspberry, back to Hines Turner. Hines Turner kicks it to Shackelford at the free throw line. Shackelford rises from there. No good, missed short. And rebound now goes out to Norris.
Wellington moving quick in transition.
Kicks the ball back out to Bannister. Bannister now top of the key. Bannister just going to sit there for a second looking at his options.
Trying to set up the offense, but his guys aren't really moving.
Dribbles off to the right, has to take it himself, like you said, Aiden. A lot of ISO ball right now for Wellington. Out to Glenn, top of the key. Now kick to Russell on the left side. Russell against Ahmad. Good screen set. Russell rises. He was open. No good. He was able to create a little bit of separation. Just couldn't get it to go, fading away from the basket. Hines Turner now quickly on the other side of the court. Spartans do not have numbers. Ahmad's going to wait for the rest of his team to catch up. Now ball to Shackelford. Raspberry kick to Hines Turner. Hines Turner top of the key. Gets a pass into Chege. Chege bodies up his man and lays it in.
Great job there by David Chege. Kind of lost control a little bit, but maintained and got it to go.
Shackelford nearly got the steal away, instead into the hands of Bannister. Bannister stops, gets the pass off away to Russell. Russell sizing up Chege, takes it in the paint, no good. Chege, good shot effect with the help of Raspberry. Ball gets right back, though, into the hands of Russell.
Tough rebound possession right there, got out of the hands of Chege.
Burnett now with the ball, whistle blown. Looks like this is going to be a foul away from the ball.
Going to be a push
on David Chege, I believe.
Yeah, right there. A lot of those guys are getting a little feisty down in the paint, trying to force their way around one another, and just David Chege got called for it as Judas Cyrus is going to come in for him. Both big guys having really good nights so far tonight.
Ball back into play. Russell has it in his hands at the top of the key. Swings it to Bannister right there. Drumright guarding him. Ball now to Glenn. Glenn on the right side kicks it to Weir, top of the key. Weir kicks it back to Bannister. Bannister Guarded by Drumright. High pass into Burnett, and he got it to go. Burnett rose over his defender.
Great move. Big body right there.
Good save there by Heinz Turner to get the ball away to Drumright in transition. Kicked back to Shackelford now. Shackelford going to pull the ball out, reset. Swings it around Drumright. Drumright dribbles all the way in, gives it off to Cyrus, who just scorched the layup. No good. Burnett in transition, Euro step around Shackelford, can't get it to go, and Shackelford comes down with the rebound. Spartans are out in front of the field. Drumright lays it up wildly, no good. Drumright had too much momentum going towards the basket. Rebound fought for underneath. Cyrus fouls.
Yeah, that was a great transition opportunity. It was 2-on-0 for Collegiate, but Carter Drumright just got a little too ahead of himself, tried to pass it up to Judas Cyrus, but that ball got a little too far away from the basket. Just really disjointed, turned a really advantageous position into really tough play.
Ball into Weir. Weir bodies up Shackelford, rolls it in.
Wellington finding some heat now as they are currently outscoring Collegiate 27-44 so far in this quarter.
Drumright with the ball on the court. Travel called as Drumright allegedly slid with the ball.
Interesting, that wasn't a jump ball either. But gonna get called for the travel.
Burnett looking to get the ball in. Able to find Glenn. Glenn guarded by Heinz Turner. Wellington still not able to get across half court. Burnett will finally be able to knifes in to 3 defenders and lost the handle out of bounds going Collegiate's way.
He is just having zero luck driving into the lane right now, but that's what's going to happen. He drove in against 3 defenders, tried to knife his way in. If it wasn't going to be a charge, it was going to be a turnover. I mean, seriously, there's only so much you can expect when you're going against 3 big bodies of Collegiate.
Drumright dribbles into the lane, fouled from behind, a push called on Burnett.
Burnett's going to have to start watching his fouls as he's the last kind of bigger body that can compete with these Collegiate guys, as that is his 3rd.
Yeah, Aiden, 3rd foul on Burnett. Who's to say whether they'll leave him in or not? It looks like for now they're going to leave him in the game. 3 fouls at this juncture is probably not too much, but if he picks up that 4th, it's going to be a quick hook. And as it is, Burnett's going to check out of the game.
And Wellington sacrifices their last big body to the fouls.
Yeah, we are still in the game though, Aiden. He's made a big impact underneath the basket. He's still out there for them. Heinz Turner missed the shot. Rebound though was secured by Chege. Kicked back out to Drumright. Drumright to Grace. Grace on the left side. Kicks it to Heinz Turner. Heinz Turner top of the key. Gives it off to Simon. Drumright on the right corner. Now to Heinz Turner. Heinz Turner spins against his defender at the right elbow. Knifes in, lays it up, and good. Off balance layup off 1 foot for Sebastian Heinz Turner goes. Burnett trying to break the press of the Spartans, able to do so. Had to pick up his dribble, nearly traveled. Bannister with the ball. Bannister gets an in pass to Weir. Weir had a couple of steps towards the basket. It was blocked by David Chege.
David Chege, what a defensive move right there. That was almost the foul, but you really can't compete with him height-wise. Weir has been doing really big, impactful things under the basket, but David Chege just got over him and forced the out-of-bounds there. However, it was out of bounds on him.
High pass into Weir. Weir comes down with it. 3 on the way. Norris, no good. Rebound secured by Simon. Simon, Chege, 2-on-1 opportunity with Grace. Grace lays it up, no good, and rebound goes out to Russell.
Tried to get a bit of a transition move there. Collegiate kind of struggling when it comes to transition right now.
Yeah, it was a good pass from Chege, but Grace was just a little too late getting there and never had the rhythm on the layup. And by that point, his defender had gotten to him. Bannister dribbling against Drumright. Gonna take it himself now against Chege too. Gets around him though and lays it up.
Once again, that is his 2nd time getting around both Carter Drumright and David Chege to score the points.
Drumright now taking up the point for the Spartans. Kicks it immediately to Shackelford in the left corner. Shackelford pseudo fakes out a defender, gets it off to Grace. Grace on the left elbow. Shackelford cut towards the basket. Grace instead gives it off to Chege. Chege knifing his way into the lane, got around Weir and laid it up.
Good move by him. Managed to get around his defender. You wouldn't believe it.
Weir home run pass down court against Chege, laid it up, no good. He got fouled though, as Chege kind of got caught sleeping back in transition.
Yeah, Chege had to move just a little bit too quickly. Weir with the home run pass managed to get out in front of him. Chege just got a little too over-aggressive and fouled him.
Chege will pay for it with a 2nd foul, and Weir goes to the line for 2. First one on the way, no good, missed long. 48-29 your score right now, 1:54 left in the third quarter, as the Spartans have done a good job to maintain their 19-point lead out of the locker room.
Yeah, we are the best scorer on Wellington's team right now with 10 of his own points. Wouldn't even be the third best scorer on Collegiate's team right now.
Weir's second free throw gets it to go. Simon gets the ball into Ahmad. Spartans running quickly. Shackelford gets it down the court in about 3 seconds. As Ahmad now has it on the right side, gets it to Shackelford. Now back out to Simon. Simon swung around to Ahmad from Raspberry. Dumped down into Cyrus. Cyrus bodies up. Weir puts up a wild shot. No good. Partially blocked. Raspberry came down with the rebound. Back to Shackelford. Put back. No good. As the Spartans fail to execute on the second attempt.
Good job by seniors there to pick up the paces, get under that ball, and get the rebound.
Bannister dribbling against Ahmad, gets it across half court. Now Russell, wild shot over Shackelford. Almost had no hope of getting that one. Ball stripped away from Simon on the rebound, and I believe a foul is going to be called on Simon as well, out of a little bit of frustration for getting that rebound stripped away.
Yeah, he was looking just a little bit too much in the future. He was looking for that pass, had his ball to his side, just kind of got stripped away. No wonder he's going to come out of that game right there. Fiegel really doesn't tend to like those kinds of mistakes.
Yeah, just one of those mental mistakes, Aiden. You got to have the ball before you can pass it. And a timeout once again is going to be taken by Joe Newman. I believe that's his third, so he'll have 2 left with 1:15 left in the third quarter, as he's trying to get his team one final run in this kind of game, just trying to get them to claw back into it. Still down 18, 48-30 the score.
Yeah, you know, this game isn't completely over. We still have a full fourth quarter to go and 1 minute and 15 seconds left in this one. That is a lot of time to score 19 points. However, Wellington has done a little bit of a better job to kind of pick it up since quarter 2. They've outscored Collegiate so far in this quarter, however, only by 1 point. That's not going to be enough to come back in a 19-point deficit. But still, at this point, if you're Wellington, you got to pick something up. You got to find that same kind of rhythm you found in the first quarter and amplify it by 2. You got to keep moving. And if you're Collegiate at this point, you got to try and hold on to that lead. We talked about consistency all last season, all this season, and this is when it really matters.
Yeah, and this is a situation, if you're looking at it realistically for Wellington, maybe you want to be down about 15 at the break for the fourth quarter, and even then you probably don't feel too good about it down that much with only a quarter left to play, but you at least give yourself kind of a jumping off point in case you can really turn the tide and do something crazy.
Yeah, but really right now, the only guy who can fight up in the paint right now is Weir, compared to those big guys like Judas Cyrus.
Bannister looking to get the ball in. Finds Russell. Russell dribbling against 2 defenders. Has it taken away momentarily. Gets it back. Fade away. Rattled out. The ball was halfway in the hole, but couldn't go down. As Bond secures it for the Spartans. Gets it back to Ahmad. Shackelford dribbling against his defender. Dribbles left. Gets it back to Raspberry. Dribbles right. Bond corner 3. No good. Bounced off the top of the backboard and into the hands of Russell. Russell guarded heavily by Shackelford. Nearly lost his balance. Dribbling on the right side, Bond nearly picked it off. Instead, Russell keeps possession, gets it back to Bannister on the right side.
Collegiate trying to stack the defense here, trying to force them to take shots rather than get it inside.
Norris on the right side gives it back to Russell, top of the key. Russell trying to dribble in against Shackelford, takes it right against him, no good, missed everything. Into the hands of Weir on the rebound, puts it back up to Norris, who couldn't get the shot to go.
Wow, Wellington really just cannot convert when it comes to those points. Those are open shots that you need to make when you're at this position in the game.
Ball swung back out to Ahmad from Bond, as the Spartans are going to have 7 seconds left to set up a play. Now 5 seconds, Ahmad having to go quick now, 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. Bond puts up the shot, no good from 3. As that'll bring it into the quarter, the Spartans lead 48-30.
Yeah, Wellington definitely not in a good spot right now. They would have to go on the biggest run they've had this entire game in order to come back in this game in just 1 quarter, with Collegiate feeling really, really good. Collegiate has kind of not expanded, but controlled their lead, done a good job to maintain that advantage. Their shooting has kind of degraded since the second quarter, but you know, that comes. We're bound to see that, especially with Carter Drumright, their main guy, getting open a little bit less, having to rely on some of their other guys. you know, a whole lot of factors going into that third quarter, but really just what you can take away from it is Collegiate is doing a really, really good job on defense to hold Wellington down at a point where they're just really trying to break out.
Yeah, and it was a good job by the Spartans just to, like you said, maintain that lead. They didn't really have to grow it. I mean, if you're up 19 at half, all you really have to do is just, like you said, maintain that lead. And they did a good job of that in the third quarter. And now all you have to do is close it out. I mean, as long as you don't just melt down, you should have this one in the bag.
However, Wellington's not going to make it easy on them. They're bringing back in both Burnett and Ayers into this game, kind of turning it into the same situation we had in the first quarter where Wellington was able to pretty well outscore Collegiate. You know, this is the moment where Wellington's going to do everything in their power to break out of this game, and Collegiate's going to do everything in their power to hold them down.
Yeah, Aiden, Wellington with the first possession of this fourth quarter. You've got to think, though, you got to start seeing shots fall quick in this quarter if you want any hope of a comeback. Ball to Bannister at the top of the key. Bannister swings it around to Glenn, now Ayers. Ayers back to Bannister on the right side. Bannister dribbling against Ahmad, surveying his options against the man-to-man defense of the Spartans. Wellington, for a team down 18 points, taking a lot of time to set up their first possession here. Bannister, no-look pass into Norris, out of bounds as he never was able to corral it. Spartan ball, and that's just about as bad as it can go for Wellington on a first possession. You drained 36 seconds off the clock and didn't get anything.
Yeah, he really thought he was Asa Ahmad, trying to get that no-look pass in while moving, just couldn't quite get it to go.
Ahmad gives it off to Heinz Turner. Heinz Turner shovel past Shackelford, top of the key. Shackelford dribbles into the high post and just took too many steps there. Shackelford got happy feet as he cut into the zone.
Yeah, he really did, honestly. He was pushing up against his defender, got a little too excited trying to pass it out to Asa Ahmad, but clearly a travel. Can't pick up your feet like that.
Ball back into Bannister as Wellington is looking to set up something in the positive direction. Glenn has the ball against the much shorter Drumright. Bit of a mismatch there. Heinz Turner comes over for the double team. Shackelford gets in the passing lane. One-on-one down the other side of the court. Shovel pass now to Heinz Turner. Lays it off the glass.
Man, what a transition move there by Collegiate. Great job to take advantage of the numbers.
Double team near half court. Wellington struggling to get it into a player, finally able to find Glenn. Bannister now on the left side, trying to dribble into the baseline, gets around Drumright and lays it in. Nice finger roll.
Man, for one of the shorter guys on Wellington's team, he is doing a great job getting inside and getting those layups.
Ahmad down the other side of the court, met by a quick double team, gets it back to Shackelford. Now to Drumright. Heinz Turner on the left side, dumps it down into Cyrus. Cyrus one-on-one against his defender, lays it in and good.
That's
nice
his
move
first
underneath by Cyrus.
Both of these big bodies, David Chege and Judah Cyrus, kind of interchangeable on the night, but they are both doing a great job shutting down Wellington offense.
Pass down court to Glenn, gets it back to Bannister. 6 minutes left in the game, Spartans lead by 20. Bannister pulls the ball back out near half court, looking for options against Ahmad.
Moving real slow for when you're down by this much.
In pass to Ayers. Ayers rises against Cyrus, no good. Ayers comes down with his own rebound, blocked away by Cyrus, and rebound secured by Drumright. Heinz Turner now with the ball across half court for the Spartans as they are starting to put a stranglehold on this one.
They now lead by 20, expanding upon their lead from the third quarter.
Heinz Turner dribbles out to his left, turns the corner against his defender and just beats him to the rack. Great move by Heinz Turner to get that first step against Burnett.
Man, Wellington is bleeding and bleeding fast.
Shackelford tips the pass away from Ayers, and Ayers touched it last, out of bounds, going the Spartans' way.
Man, what a tough transition. This is absolutely the last thing you want to see if you're Wellington in this position. You want to see that ball getting inside. You want to see them getting around their defenders and moving quickly, starting to see, as you said, those shots starting to fall. However, number 12, their guard, Bannister, is just moving really slowly on offensive possessions, and then they can't convert for points. It's just putting Wellington in a really hard position.
Yeah, Aiden, like you said, really good job by the Spartans on defense, primarily able to keep the lead this quarter. Ahmad had a shot blocked underneath, got into the hands of Chege, though. Heinz Turner now looking to dribble all the way to the rim, gets to his defender, And foul called as he went up for it. And another thing to mention, Aiden, is just the fact that the Spartans seem to have more legs underneath them right now than Wellington does. I mean, we saw Heinz Turner just get around a defender multiple times the past couple of possessions. And it just seems like the Spartans are a little bit fresher right now than the Crusaders.
And that'll be Ayers' 4th foul on the night, putting him in a little bit of trouble with 4 minutes and 52 seconds left.
Heinz Turner misses the first free throw, rimmed in and out, as Bond will check back into this game.
Collegiate, at this point in the game, they want to continue that hold, whereas Wellington is starting to lose the grasp of the game. If they're going to do anything at this point with 4 minutes and 52 seconds, down by 22 with one more free throw to go, it's going to be near impossible for them to come back.
Heinz Turner makes the advantage 23 as he buries the second free throw. Nearly comes away with the steal and the full court press as well. Tips the ball away, still in the hands of Hatfield, though. Hatfield lays it up and just scorched the layup. Ayers was there on the other side, though, to clean it up.
Good transition move by them. Ayers got under it well, scoring for the 2.
Ahmad now on the other side of the court, gets it off to Heinz Turner, looking to dribble baseline. Dribbled it through the legs of his defender as he got him to rise.
And got it to go. That point isn't going to count as it's now Wellington's ball, but still a very, very cool move by Sebastian Heinz Turner.
I think a travel is called there on Heinz Turner. Either way, though, that was a fun play. Dribbled it through the legs of a defender that jumped after the ball. And they're going to say Heinz Turner left the court, though, on that one. So travel called on him, but nonetheless, kind of a fun play, like you said. Bit of confusion at the table as a couple of new Spartans will check back into the game. Heinz Turner and Ahmad are out. Looks like Drumright and Raspberry are in.
As Collegiate is still leading by 21 points in this game, 55-34.
Burnett takes the ball across half court. Fake the handoff to Hatfield. Now throws it cross court. 3 on the way. Good. Quick shot by Branham, who's newly into the game. Haven't seen him get any minutes at all in this one. Comes in and buries a 3.
See, that's what you want to see at this point in the game, but I think it's just a little, too late.
Raspberry rises over his defender long, too. No good. Rebound goes out to Ayers. Ayers gets it off to Hatfield. Hatfield may want to kick this ball back to Branham. Seems like the only eligible shooter. He does pull the 3. No good this time. A little bit short. Took it from long range. And over the back, foul called on Wellington as they tried to go for the rebound.
Yeah, Wellington, you got to get aggressive. You only have 2 fouls so far, including that one on this quarter. If you want to get those rebounds, it just makes sense. You got to risk the foul sometimes and go for those aggressive rebounds.
Drumright dribbling all the way to the hole. No good. Foul called as both he and Burnett go sliding into the padded wall.
Yeah, you know, Burnett, a guy who's at least a foot taller than him, had to foul him to stop him from going up there, putting him to the line. That just shows how much of an influence Carter Drumright has on this game, pulling the offense around, just kind of forcing Wellington defense to drag and letting the rest of the team clean up as he makes his first one, scoring his 14th point of the night.
56-37 the score right now for the Spartans. Drumright will have a chance to make it an even 20 with only 3:43 left in this one. Pretty much safe to say that the Spartans will come away with at least a share of the league title. They'll have a chance against Clearwater to close out a full league title. So Drumright gets both free throws to go. Ball now into Hatfield. Hatfield gets it across half court, hounded by Drumright, nearly stole it away. Instead, it gets into the hands of Branham. Now back out to Burnett. Burnett dribbles left, gives it back off to Hatfield. Hatfield swings it around to Norris. Norris trying to knife into the lane, kicks it back out. Burnett thought about the 3, jab step into the lane, tries to get the pass inside, deflected away by Shackelford, right back into the hands, though, of Burnett. 3 on the way, and good. Count the basket once again for Branham, who has been a bit of a spark plug late in the going for the Crusaders, although, as you said, Aiden, too little, too late. Chege in the post, gets around 2 defenders and lays it up.
Man, transition moves by Collegiate right now, just really cooking this Wellington offense.
Weir got in front of Chege, but couldn't finish out the layup as Chege closed on him late.
As this court here kind of falls silence from the crowd, as only 2 minutes and 43 seconds left, Collegiate still leading by 19.
Bond tried to find a cutting Raspberry, got it right back in his hands, elevates for the mid-range shot, no good. Ball into the hands now of Hatfield, 2.5 minutes left in the game. Hatfield Euro step in as Bond got back just a little too late, was never set, blocking foul called. Looks like it's going to be on the floor.
Yeah, he got pretty aggressive there, but you got to give it to him. He's staying aggressive at a point where Wellington really wants to stay aggressive, whereas a lot of their other players have kind of just shut down or have been taken out of the game. Bannister, Erez have both been taken out of the game, guys who've gotten pretty much full minutes, as Wellington's going to take out their entire starting lineup that they've had for this entire game, opting to put in their JV squad.
Ball into Hatfield. He's seen considerable minutes alongside Norris. New players into the game, though, include Newman, who has the ball now, nearly turned it over, and did, as Norris tried to save it but was unable to.
Yeah, at this point in the game, they're just trying to give their JV guys some more minutes, give their more experienced guys a rest, as this has just been a really, really tough one for Wellington. But it kind of begs the questions why you don't put guys like Brenham in earlier. He's drained 2 threes by now. That's the kind of shooting you want to see at this point in the game.
Bond rotates out underneath the screen, gives it off to Ahmad. Spartans running a nice weave at the top of the court. Gets it off to Ahmad at the top of the key. Now swung back to Raspberry. Spartans content just to go back and forth at the top of the key with crisp passing.
They are sewing something up at the top of the arc. As they continue to weave in and out, the collegiate players go.
Bond underneath, gets it to Ahmad. Ahmad drives the lane, creates an open three for Bond. Oh, just rattled out. Bond couldn't quite get it to go. Cyrus with the rebound, turns and lays it off the glass. Great second chance look that time by Judas. Cyrus able to convert. Spartans have this one well in hand, up 61-40, 130 left. Newman tried to rise for a wild shot, no good. Foul underneath. See who it's called on, likely on Bond underneath the basket. Simon's going to check into the game for Raspberry. Foul was called on Ahmad instead, his first of the game.
I'm kind of curious at this point why Collegiate has decided to keep AJ Batiste on the bench. We know he's coming out of an injury. It's kind of safer to keep him on here. But when you're winning by this much in a game, it's a great opportunity to give him experience, game time before when it really, really matters.
Open three on the way from Norris, top of the key. No good. Clanked off the front of the rim. And Cyrus comes down with the rebound. Wild pass down court to Raspberry. Does find him, however. And Aiden, going back to Cyrus, though, I think Fiegel just wants to really ease him back into action. This is the first time he was suited up, so he got to participate in those pregame warm-ups. Next game, he'll likely get a couple of minutes against Clearwater, and then you can really start integrating him into the offense once Sub-State hits, provided he's able to do everything right on the court. Jack Grace dribbles in. Gives it off to Bond. Bond kicked out to Raspberry. Now under a minute left in the game. Grace at the free throw line. Gives it back to Bond. Bond knifing his way into the paint. Met by 3 defenders. Shot deflected away. Out of bounds. Off a Crusader.
Once again, we see the collegiate players go round and round as they use that weaving pattern they like so much. It burns good time, though. It forces the Wellington players to work and not really get back up to defend him. As they burned all kinds of time, only 30 seconds left in this game.
Yeah, Aiden, there's no way to steal that one away either for Wellington, just how short and crisp those passes are for the Spartans. You're not going to take that ball away. 25 seconds now left in this one, and I think Wellington's going to be content to just let the Spartans dribble this one out, as Raspberry's going to put an end to this one just by taking the air out of the ball. Great win for the Spartans tonight. As we said, they're going to clinch at least a share of the AVCTL Division IV League Championship. They will have a chance to win outright in just 2 nights against the Clearwater Indians at home for senior night. As this one comes to a final, the Spartans win by really an unpredictable 61-40. They dominated Wellington from the first quarter on.
Yeah, I really think if you asked anybody looking forward into this game, anybody really would have told you that this game is going to be one of the highest contested ones Collegiate has had all night, except with the exception of McPherson. This game was going to be really, really heavily contested. Both teams really wanted to win, but it turns out that Collegiate just wanted it more. A lot of Wellington's better seniors got into foul trouble very early in the game, taking them out. And then Wellington was forced to play with fewer players against the well-rested, well-prepared Collegiate team, and there was really just seemingly like nothing they could do after the second quarter, after Collegiate kind of dug them in that hole that they could not dig themselves out of.
Yeah, and that second quarter really set the tone for the rest of it as the Spartans just pulled away from there on out. Just a dominant performance from then as they come away with a big 61-40 win. Really an impressive win tonight, as I'll take it back to you for your player of the game.
Man, this one's a bit of a hard one. You got a lot of really great players standing out, especially Sebastian Hines-Turner and Carter Drumright, and this guy right here, James Shackelford, having an absolutely amazing night. But I think I'm going to give it to Sebastian Hines-Turner after this one. He had the highest scoring, coming out with 16 points on the night. He did a really, really great job of grabbing the ball in transition, moving it forward, picking up those really important rebounds, which I talked about at the beginning of the night, and just all around contributed in pretty much every possible way to giving Collegiate this win.
Yeah, I think I've got to agree with that one. I was leaning maybe a little bit towards Carter Drumright, but it was really all contained to just one part of the game that Drumright had that big impact with his 3 threes in a row. So I will also give it to Sebastian Hines-Turner. 16 points. I mean, just a really nice performance all night for him. Took care of his job defensively as well. Came down with a couple of rebounds. Just a solid night all around for him and the Spartan team as a whole, who seems to be firing on all cylinders. That'll do it for our coverage tonight of Wichita Collegiate basketball, as the Spartans come away with a huge win over the Wellington Crusaders, at least clinching a share of the league title. We will be back in 2 days' time as the Spartans play their final regular season game of the year against the Clearwater Indians. That will be senior night at home for the Spartans. Crowd will certainly be amped up and ready to go for that one. We look forward to covering that one, and we thank you for joining us tonight as the Spartans come away with that big victory. We hope you'll join us next time. It'll be at 6 o'clock as is per usual, and we'll be coming to you from Wichita Collegiate as the Spartans will look to close out the season with the great momentum that they have built up since Christmas. For Aiden Myers, I'm Connor Schubach. Good night, and we hope to see you next time.